Lily is the daughter of Jeff and Robin Holcomb. She's involved in student council, best buddies, show choir, sideline cheer, cancer awareness club, and track and field. Lily's dream job is to be a physical therapist. Congratulations to both Lily and Riley. Now your 2019 homecoming Royal Court. The first couple is Caitlin Grovenberg and Adam Kusler. Caitlin is the daughter of Chris Greer and Tanya Kinsey. Caitlin's involved in soccer, Link Crew, Cancer Awareness Club, Best Buddies, and Help Coach, the Memorial Softball Team. The highlight of her time here at Roosevelt, the JV State Softball Tournament her freshman year. The lights went out on the field in the middle of the championship game, and they had a dance-off with the other team, and they ended up winning. So a dance-off and softball. Adam is the son of Paul Kusler and Myrna Kerner. Adam is involved in football, basketball, and track. The highlight for Adam during his time at Roosevelt is learning, growing, knowing that school is getting more than good grades. It's about the relationships you form and how you treat people. Let's give it up for Caitlin Grovenberg and Adam Kusler. Our second royalty couple is Sydney Duncan and Aaron Kusler. Sydney is the daughter of Travis and Melissa Duncan. She's involved in show choir, Best Buddies, Link Crew, and Cancer Awareness Club. Highlight of her time here at Roosevelt is her 4 years in show choir from the strong bond she's created in that group. Long competition days and traveling with all of her best friends has also been a highlight for Sydney. Aaron is the son of Paul Kusler and Myrna Kerner. Aaron is involved in football and track, and a highlight for him during his time at Roosevelt is being able to impact people in different ways and watching all of his classmates grow up to be amazing people inside and outside of school. Once again, Sydney Duncan and Aaron Kusler. Our third royalty couple is Tatum Koima and Jonah Weems. Tatum is the daughter of Preston and Sue Koima. She's involved in volleyball, basketball, student council, Link Crew, Young Life, Best Buddies, Cancer Awareness Club, and National Honor Society. The highlight of her time at Roosevelt is getting to know new people. She loves homecoming week and getting to spend time with her peer tutoring class. Jonah is the son of Jay and Carrie Weems. Jonah's involved in football, student council, Spanish club, and track and field. The highlight of his time is to be selected to be on student council and to interact with his peers in the community of Roosevelt and Sioux Falls. One more time for Tatum Koima and Jonah Weems. Our fourth royalty couple is Hope Grismer and Anders Stangenson. Hope is the daughter of David and Sherry Grismer. Hope is involved in debate, Spanish club, National Honor Society, track and field, softball, Best Buddies board, and student council. The highlight of her time at Roosevelt is being part of the hippest student section in the state at football games. Anders is the son of Russell and Sarah Stenningson. Anders is involved in chamber choir, concert choir, executive suite show choir, National Honor Society, Public Forum Debate, Drama Club, Theater, Symphony Orchestra, Chamber Orchestra, and Student Council. The highlight for Anders during his time at Roosevelt is getting to learn and grow with the incredible student population at the school. Again, let's hear it for Hope and Anders. Finally, your 2019 Homecoming King and Queen, Sydney Cork and Caleb Baker. Sydney is the daughter of Aaron and Michelle Cork. Sydney is involved in competitive dance, competitive cheer, sideline football cheer, tennis, student council, executive suite, concert choir, and Link Crew. The highlight of her time at RHS is getting involved in so many activities and meeting so many new people. Caleb is the son of Jerry and Jade Baker. He's involved in theater, executive suite, executive chamber, concert choir, rider choir, and student council. The highlight for Caleb is performing as Seymour in the theater production of Little Shop of Horrors. Once again, let's hear it for Sydney and Caleb, this year's homecoming Queen and King. Congratulations to the entire 2019 homecoming court. We've had a fantastic homecoming week. Don't forget that after the football game, head back to Roosevelt for the homecoming dance. There's karaoke, there's open gym, many other games. Going to be a great evening at Roosevelt. This is going to be an exciting night. Now let's cheer on our football team as we battle the Harrisburg Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, before we get to our starting lineups, we'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the cheerleaders for both of these teams. First, the cheer squad for the visiting team, the Harrisburg Tigers. Malaya Anderson, Amber Bergman, Brianna Damaris, Grace Aspicia, Bryn Gilbranson, Jocelyn Harms, Ashton Larson, Eliana Linder, Allie Lawrenson, Mackenzie Matson, Mara McElroy, Maddie Melkert, Delaney Miller, Amanda Moon, Maya Nielsen, and Grace Stroiken. Now for the home team, the Roosevelt Rough Rider cheerleaders. Alex Lucasson, Caitlin Reiswick, Haley Brown, Jada Hortness, Katie Nielsen.
Good evening, Howard Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Welcome to this presentation of high school football on the Howard Field YouTube channel and KLRN. Tonight, a pair of top 3 teams in Class 11 AAA will face off in the mid-season matchup when the second-ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders meet the third-ranked Harrisburg Tigers for the first time since 2016. In addition, it is Sioux Falls Roosevelt's homecoming. My name is Eli Cadoon, and I'm joined by Riley Tufts and Brent Bartles. The Rough Riders rebounded from their President's Bowl loss to the O'Gorman Knights to beat the Rapid City Stevens Raiders 37-12 last week at Howard Wood Field. Running back Joe Ture rushed for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns to lead the Riders to the win. The win improved the Riders' overall record to 3-1. The Tigers kept their perfect record intact by defeating the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles 40-22 last week in Harrisburg. In addition to the win over Aberdeen Central, Harrisburg defeated Rapid City Central 26-20 in their season opener. The Tigers also earned wins against Sioux Falls, Washington, and Rapid City Stevens. The Harrisburg is 4-0 overall. In their last meeting, the Rough Riders defeated the Tigers 41-21 on September 16, 2016 at Howard Wood Field. It's time to meet the starting lineups. You're watching Sioux Falls Roosevelt and Harrisburg on the Howard Wood Field YouTube channel and KLRN.
From Harrisburg High School. The school participating in this game are members of the South Dakota High School Activities Association, which have adopted the rules under which this game is conducted. A strong commitment to excellence, fair play, and sportsmanship are all vital to this activity's success. Roosevelt High School and Harrisburg High School appreciate your recognition of the values being taught at this educational event. Let's meet our officials for tonight's homecoming game. The referee, Mr. Darren Berg. The umpire, Mr. Steve Creer. The linesman, Mr. John McGrath. The line judge, Mr. Torrey Payne. And the back judge, Mr. Casey Volkert. These gentlemen are registered by the Activities Association. They've worked hard to learn the rules and apply by them fairly. We request that you respect their honest efforts in administering this contest. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not already standing, we ask that you would please stand if able. Remove your cap or hat and pay honor to our country with the performance of our national anthem. Please observe proper flag etiquette by standing at attention and placing your right hand over your heart. All veterans and out-of-uniform military personnel may salute the flag as the Roosevelt High School Marching Band plays our national anthem. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our starting lineups for tonight's game. First, the starting defensive unit for the Harrisburg Tigers. Starting at defensive tackle, number 62, Jim Nevelsik. At defensive end, number 54, Brady Schultz. At defensive end, number 41, Alex Holt. Starting at one linebacker for Harrisburg, number 44, Aiden Viox. And another linebacker, number 32, Brecken Hamilton. And another linebacker, number 24, Gavin Gilbronson. At a linebacker, number 15, Cade Boyer. Starting at one defensive back for the Tigers, number 2, Lincoln Botel. At defensive back, number 7, Jack Rayburn. At defensive back, number 10, Jay Rowert. At defensive back, number 26, Cayman Hudson. And head coach for the Harrisburg Tigers, Mr. Brandon White. And now let's meet the starting offensive unit for your Roosevelt Rough Riders. Starting at center, number 56, Nick Bunkers. At guard, number 65, Nick Pruitt. At guard, number 68, Dylan Persbilla. At tackle for the Riders, number 67, Sam Cole. At tackle, number 66, Ben Cole. Starting at tight end for the Riders, number 19, Caden Jordan. At split end, number 2, Mike Paulson. Starting in the slot, number 6, Tyler Feldkamp. Starting at flanker, number 17, Presley Johnson. At running back, number 32, Joe Teray. Starting at quarterback for the Riders, number 12, Brady Dannenbrink. The head coach for the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, is Mr. Tim Nelson.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field in this presentation of high school football. My name is Eli Kadoon. I am joined tonight by Riley Tufts and Brent Bowen. You can watch this broadcast anytime on the Howard Wood Field YouTube channel. Tonight's game will be rebroadcast on KLRN. You have met the starting lineups for both teams, and now it's time for the coin toss. So we will turn it over to referee Darrenberg at midfield.
Harrisburg wins the toss. Returns their option in the second half. Roosevelt will receive to start the game. Good luck, guys.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field, and if you didn't quite catch that, Harrisburg there won the coin toss but deferred. So Roosevelt decided to receive and defend the southeast goal. So the goal, if you're watching to the right. So we'll have an undefeated Harrisburg here versus the 3-1 Riders. It's going to be a pretty exciting and action-packed games. I mean, both have had some very high-scoring games, like we said in the intro. I believe that Harrisburg won last week 41-21 against Aberdeen Central. So obviously some pretty high-scoring games from both sides. But I mean, definitely we will have to see what Roosevelt can kind of rebound as. I mean, even with their win from Stevens last week, you can probably assume that the O'Gorman loss is still a little bit fresh. Still stings a little. We seem to have a hold up a little bit here on the kickoff, which we aren't.
Very underrated Harrisburg Tigers team. As I mean, it's their first year in AAA. You'd think that they struggle. I mean, you look at their schedule; they haven't played Lincoln, O'Gorman, Brandon, Roosevelt yet, but they'll have a chance to prove themselves today. If they can get out a big, if they can pull out a big win or at least make it close, they can gain some respect from the state.
And I'm looking for Joe Turi. He had almost 200 rushing yards last week against Rapid City. We'll see if I want to see how he plays tonight. If he can play well, run the football well, I think that's going to be huge to Roosevelt's success today.
And not really sure what's going on here, but I don't know if we're having technical difficulties. But kind of back to what Brent said. Harrisburg is very underrated, even though they won't play their hardest 3 games until the last 3 games before playoffs. But as they'll have Lincoln October 11th and Brandon Valley October 18th, and then O'Gorman October 24th. So pretty tough 3 weeks there. But still, I mean, I agree pretty strongly there with Brent in that Harrisburg is very underrated. I mean, they're right now they're the only undefeated team in 11 AAA. They are, I believe, number 3, which is pretty good considering that it's their first year in 11 AAA, which is if I were Harrisburg, I think it'd be pretty exciting. I mean, first year in, and you're the only undefeated team still in your class. So I mean, it's pretty exciting. But
And Harrisburg gets to play all of their games either at Harrisburg or somewhere in Sioux Falls. Their one game out of Sioux Falls was the first game of the year at Rapid City, in a game that they won. So their last, you look at 8-9 games, are all in town. So that's probably a huge advantage for them too.
yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's good stuff. I mean, good stuff if you're coming from Harrisburg. I mean, all positives there. So I'm still not 100% sure what's going on, but I believe it's because of TV. Maybe I think Midco is streaming this, so that might be why. 'Cause that's why you'll see a guy in the blue shirt here on the field. He's for Midco. But we will.
It's going to be on Midco.
So we'll now start seeing the kickoff here. So I can't say too much about if I think this kickoff is going to be detrimental, like, Roosevelt got the ball first. That was detrimental to their success or failure. But, I mean, we'll have to see because, like we said, this is the first time I've seen Harrisburg play because, as we read, this is the first time that Roosevelt and Harrisburg have played in 3 years. So.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen Harrisburg either, so.
I mean, this is going to be interesting as we'll see Feldkamp field it at like the goal line, and he'll get to like the 16, maybe 17, and goes out of bounds. So, typical start, 20 or so yards on the start. I mean,
that was a good half tackle by Hamilton there, number 32, on the getting him caught up.
Yeah, and we'll see Roosevelt here will start on their own 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and Danon Brigg is going to set up in a shotgun with 3 men out wide on the far sideline. Hands it off up the gut to Teray for maybe two yards. So, I mean, Teray could be a big influence. We saw that in the Stevens game, he had 188 rushing yards, and we'll see Roosevelt roll right into the next play. They're doing a quick offense here. And Danon Brigg is in the same formation, steps back, fires one off behind Feldkamp.
And that's kind of what I was talking about too. I think that's going to be the X factor for Roosevelt in this game. If they can get Teray going, I think it's going to be huge for Roosevelt.
And they got to mix their run pass a lot better because last week, I mean, they won, but they were mainly run. The week before, they were mainly pass, and they lost. So they've got to be multi-dimensional instead of just one-dimensional, what they've been the last 2 weeks.
Very good points as we see Danon Brigg takes the snap. Lines up a perfect throw to Michael Paulson on the near sideline here. Gets about 15, 20 yards on that. So Roosevelt will now be on their own 40. And like you guys said, good mixing of passing and running as we saw. I mean, get Teray in the mix here, but yeah.
Yeah, great catch by Michael Paulson there, number 2.
Yeah, and we'll see same formation we've seen, and we'll see a screen to Feldkamp on the near side, and he will work some magic and get about 10 yards. So another first down for Roosevelt. Roosevelt's chewing up the field here. They're on the 50-yard line already. So, and Roosevelt's rolling right back into a quick.
Yeah, they were kind of doing this last week. They were starting off no huddle. Kind of doing the same thing this week. It looks like.
Yeah, and still the trips on the far sideline out there. So Danon Brigg will do a quarterback keeper. Get about 3 yards on it. So an interesting series here. Maybe Roosevelt's starting to set up a few more series where they just kind of have one formation and do 5 plays out of it, as we're seeing, and they're still doing it. I mean,
Feldkamp is got one catch that they really need to get him going. He's had especially last week, he had a few big drops, and Roosevelt needs Feldkamp to get back on track because he's probably their most dynamic player.
Yeah, and we'll see Teray get sent out motion on the near side and connects with Paulson again, and he is still moving for about 15 yards, maybe 17 or so, but another first down for Roosevelt. I mean,
yeah, just a zone coverage defense by Harrisburg, and he was left wide open down the middle of the field.
Paulson's been really good this year for Roosevelt. Definitely been wasn't too big last year, but it's just gone off for a great year this year.
Yeah, and we'll see a great run by Teray here.
Yeah, this is what he was doing last week. He was finding holes and getting big gains like this.
Yeah, and this is kind of almost like an awakening for Teray. He's this junior that's been behind the very tough, very consistent Tyrene Ave, and we see a big play for Feldkamp.
It's coming
over here
back
on the
though.
sideline.
There's a hold on Paulson there on the left sideline, so that play's going to get washed off.
Yeah, if you're a Roosevelt fan, you like to see that out of Feldkamp. You know how good he is. Get him going like that. That's going to be big.
Offense, number 2, 10-yard penalty from the final foul. Renee, second down.
So, we'll see that play get called back, but it's first issue we've seen so far in the game. I mean, now it's second and seven. So nothing undoable. I mean, that's not terrible. That's pretty small. But we'll see the same formation we've seen all game, except for an I formation with 3 men split out wide, far sideline, and Dannenberg will keep it, hand it off to Teray up the gut, and Teray is still moving.
Third down now, big play for the Rough Riders. It's probably 4-down territory here. We saw Yellowbird miss this exact kick right here, 42 yards. So we assume Roosevelt will go for it on 4th down here.
It's a fair assumption. You don't really see too many high schoolers hitting 41-yard field goals, but
And the wind shouldn't be a factor. The wind's coming crosswind from the north, so we won't be like last week where you had winds going with or against.
and a little different formation. 3 men split near, and we'll see Feldkamp go wide for a screen, and he appears like he gets short. He stops about a yard before the first down.
Yeah, I think if Feldkamp there would have cut to the outside, he might have been close. He might have had the first down here. He might have been very close, but now it's going to be a 4th and 3, and it looks like Roosevelt's going to go for it.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there to stop him short of the first down marker.
Yeah, great job of catching Feldkamp in the open field, and we'll see 3 men split out near here this time. Oh, never mind, they're going to switch it up on us.
Yeah, and like you said, they're going for it here.
Yeah, and we're going to see maybe a little bit of confusion here from Roosevelt.
Could use a timeout.
They might use a timeout here.
Yep, because we're at
Yep, they
7
will.
seconds. We use a timeout. So, I mean, we're 4 minutes into the game, excuse me, but it's a timeout for Roosevelt. We'll be back when this timeout is over.
Whether it's more miles, more laps, or more steps, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is the experts who can help you achieve more of what you love. Visit ChooseTheExperts.com. Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, proud to be a school district.
Welcome back to Roosevelt, to Howard Wood Field in this presentation of high school football on Howard Wood's YouTube channel and KLRN. We're back from Roosevelt's timeout, and we will see a new formation here with Feldkamp and, it looks like there's a little bit of confusion, but excuse me, Feldkamp and Teray split out just behind Dannenberg, and we'll have 2 men close on the near sideline. And there's still some confusion.
timeout.
Got to snap the ball.
Another
Another-
timeout.
They're gonna have to burn another timeout.
It's another timeout for Roosevelt.
Yeah, Kim Nelson's not going to be happy about that at all. 2 timeouts and
Wow.
didn't even run a play in between.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
think I've
can't
ever
have that.
seen that before.
Yeah.
No, it's
Powerful
a
and
lot
playful.
of confusion here from Roosevelt's offense,
Delicate
which is
and precise.
pretty uncharacteristic.
and
But
carefree.
we'll be back from this second
It's the way you
timeout.
move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family, to provide options beyond the expected, to help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health. Health lives here. Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you...
Welcome back yet again to Howard Wood Field. We're back from Roosevelt's second timeout in the first half. It's first quarter, but we're going to see the same formation we did before they took this timeout, and they'll see Teray go into motion, and we'll do a pitch over to Feldkamp, who somehow manages to break through two defenders from Harrisburg.
Good
and
cut.
Gets a very nice cut, as Brent said, and gets a first down from it. So those 2 timeouts, I guess, were worth it. Yeah, it would have been.
I mean, you never like to use 2 timeouts in a row, but I mean, it worked out for him here. They picked up the first down on a big 4th down. So.
And we'll see there, Roosevelt's in the red zone. So switch up the formation again. We'll have 3 men near here on the near sideline, so they're not split out. But we'll see Teray up on the line as a blocker for Dannenberg, and there's a man back there. Dannenberg just gets the ball off. Misses a man on the far sideline over there. It was Paulson. But there was a man screaming in there. Gavin Gilbranson screaming in there behind Dannenberg. So he was kind of lucky he got that ball off. But, yeah, I mean.
Good drive for Roosevelt so far. They've burned almost 5 minutes ago. They could burn half the first quarter here. That'd be good to keep the Harrisburg defense tired.
For sure.
Yeah, keep the defense
A little
rested on
cold.
the sideline.
Yeah, a little cold. And we'll do a little option over here to Feldkamp. And he is going still. Oh, he gets uprooted.
He's limping a little bit.
Looks like he might be hurting, but Feldkamp actually looks to be okay. But gets about 8 yards on that. So, I mean.
4th touch for Feldkamp. That's what Roosevelt wants to do. Just try and be creative with it. And he's already got 4 touches in the first drive. That's good news.
Yeah, if they can get Feldkamp going, that's going to be bad news for any defense.
Yeah, and I mean, we'll see 2 men split out here for Roosevelt. Teray in the backfield, and they'll send Feldkamp in motion here. Hand it off to Teray up the gut, and he is going in. Almost untouched. So yeah, Roosevelt almost burns up for half of the first quarter in that one drive, but they went 90 or 83 yards or whatever it is down the field. So very impressive drive from Roosevelt. I mean, you saw the first few, they didn't even switch their formation for the first 4 or 5 plays of the game.
Yeah, there's very few times where burning 2 timeouts in a row is worth it, but it worked out for him. I mean, he scored a touchdown. So.
Yeah. And Bennett Yellowbird is back for the extra point here, and it appears to be good. So it's 7-0, and we're 6 minutes in. So,
not as very wild of an extra point, of a first extra point than last week, where the snap was fumbled and Nathan Moon sent up a prayer, and it worked out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's we're 5 minutes into this game, and it's 7-0 for Roosevelt. I mean, I think it's been a very controlled game so far. Not that we've seen a whole lot from Roosevelt's defense, but so far a very, very controlled game, not kind of all over the place, not sporadic. So
And that drive was a 13-play, 84-yard drive for the Rough Riders. It took off 5 minutes and 13 seconds off the clock, and it ended in a Joe Teray 10-yard touchdown run for his third or fourth touchdown in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and if you're Harrisburg's defense, I mean, that's not the start that Harrisburg wanted at all, giving up a touchdown there on the first drive.
And that was his 4th touchdown over the past 2 weeks. He had 3 last week against Rapid City Stevens. We just didn't really see that running game be effective against O'Gorman, and that just came out of nowhere, it seemed like, against Rapid City, and it's continuing today.
yeah, and we will see Vance Borchers here do the kickoff for Roosevelt. It's kind of a squib kick here. Interesting field, and Harrisburg will field it and get about 10 yards out of it, but they start on their own 30. So, I mean, Lincoln Carlson was the one that picked that one up. But, I mean...
That was a solid return.
Yeah, I mean, I would take that. It was only a 7 or so yard return, but you start on your own 32. I mean, it's better than your 16, like Roosevelt. So, we'll have to see how Harrisburg's offense now responds, and especially going against Roosevelt's defense. I mean, Roosevelt's defense is definitely one of the best in the state, so we'll have to see. This will be kind of interesting.
And the Kusler twins are back this week after both having shoulder injuries last week. They're both back this week.
Those are huge additions.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's a fumble, but
Pick it up.
I think
No
it was an
fumble.
incomplete pass.
Yeah, you always got to pick it up, and until they rule incomplete pass, always assume that it's a live ball and a loose ball, that it's anybody's ball.
He had a forward throwing motion. I don't think that's a
Yeah,
fumble.
and, I mean, great
Still
job.
a great defensive play there, though, by Roosevelt already on the first play.
That's a statement.
It was,
First offensive play, and
Zane
they
Wilson.
run in there and do one of those. So
I think Zane Wilson was in there on the deflection, or was Caleb Dwyer one of the two?
I believe it was Caleb Dwyer that deflected it. But we're seeing another pass here into a wide open man. Ethan Rollinger still going.
And you want to talk
Wide
about
open.
statement drives? There's Harrisburg, right there. Finding a wide open guy.
Teagan just,
was struggling to pull him down too.
yeah, I mean,
So I give him an extra few yards.
yeah, Teagan just didn't really hesitate. He threw his own statement out. So we'll see. Harrisburg goes into like a quick offense here, and he throws a little screen over on the near sideline to Rowert, and he looks like he does not get a gain at all.
Might get a yard.
Yeah, maybe a yard, but yeah, we'll have to. Harrisburg's not messing around. I mean,
Yeah,
No,
Roosevelt's,
I mean, you can't underestimate anyone. And, Harrisburg is going to go out there and play football, too. So, I mean,
and Roosevelt's trying to definitely avenge last year's homecoming loss, where they lost 36-0 to the Knights. They'll definitely look to. They've already scored more points than last year's homecoming, so positive right there.
and we see Teagan do a little dump pass over to Nathan Tuttle here on the far sideline, and he gets about 2 yards, maybe back to the line of scrimmage even. So it's 3rd and 8 or so for the Harrisburg Tigers, and I mean, still, I mean, it's not. They're not out of this yet. They can still finish this drive here, and we'll see 2 men split out near here, and kind of a low snap to Teagan, and he'll keep running. He gets one off deep into the end zone. Questionable, maybe pass interference,
Well, he
maybe
was out
not.
of
but-
reach. He was out. If that ball was in the end zone, maybe pass interference, but the ball was sailed,
Yeah,
out of
sailed,
the end
yeah.
zone, so they probably can't
So-
call that.
so what do you
Fourth
do
down,
here?
yeah.
Do you go for it, or do you kick a field goal? Do you trust your kicker?
I'd almost go
Depends
for
the
it.
range. If he doesn't have great range, I'd go for it. But if he's got range like Watertown's kicker, who just kicked a 53-yarder
Yeah.
last week, then yeah, you could kick it. Looks like they're gonna go for it
Yeah,
though.
I think they're too close to punt in
Yeah,
this
I mean-
situation.
Unless they take a couple delay games, but they're probably not gonna do that.
Yeah, I mean, I would go at this point. You're just,
And you're down 7-0.
Yeah, you got to make a statement.
even if you get a yard, it's a thing, and we'll see him.
Oh.
Teagan almost hits a wide, not quite wide open, but a open man here on the
Ethan
near
Rollinger
sideline.
Almost made another good big play for Harrisburg.
I think that was Mason Otsby, Matt Otsby, on the near sideline here, but
Yeah, it was
I mean,
a good attempt by Rollinger there, number 13,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't the greatest pass.
yeah, but I
A little
mean,
out of him.
so Roosevelt will now get the ball on their 26 or so, and we'll see a handoff to Ray up the middle for about 2, maybe 1.
That was huge for Roosevelt there defensively. I mean, you give up a 37-yard pass play, and then right after that play, you make a defensive stop.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's big for Roosevelt. I mean, we've seen situations like that where they crumble pretty severely, but that was pretty good. And I mean, Roosevelt's still switching up, and they'll send Feldkamp into motion to the far sideline. I mean, and hand it off to Teray again.
Man, he is fighting for every yard.
Yeah, and he gets about another 2 yards. So now it's like 3rd and 6. I'd be interested to see if Roosevelt maybe switches to a pass. I mean, the run hasn't worked for them the past 2 goes, so I'd be very surprised if they went with a run again, but we'll see. And Feldkamp is
No, it's going to be a pass.
set into motion kind of, and there's a
Flag
flag
is
on
gonna
the
be
play.
holding. Let's try and get
There's
the first
2
down.
flags on the play, and Dannenbring gets
Good
a
run by
first
Brady,
down on
but it's
it.
going to be coming back.
Yeah, Dannenberg gets a first down on it, but there are 2 flags on the play.
It's better though to get the first down there, so now they'll have to accept it, and you'll at least have another chance on 3rd down. Because if you don't get it there, they'll just
Yeah.
decline the penalty,
Yeah.
and you'll be forced to punt. Now you'll at least get a second chance,
Yeah, so
unless they
Positive.
offset.
silver linings in everything, isn't there? We'll have to see. Darren Berg here is gonna read off the penalties that we got. So here we go.
Illegal motion. Offense. Number 6. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. And 3rd down.
So, wasn't holding, but illegal motion. I assumed it might have been because Felkamp didn't really look sure in what he was doing, but so be it.
Much better than a holding because now it's at least 3rd and 11 instead of 3rd and 16.
It's only 5, so it's better.
Still tough though.
It's
Still 3rd and long. That's pretty tough.
Yeah, so I mean we'll have to see if they can work something out here because I mean Dannenberg ran it for probably 10 yards where he was starting at if you count where he was starting at, but we'll have to see because we have 3 men near sideline here and Dannenberg rolls out, throws a deep one down to Felkamp, and it's not to Felkamp. Oh, it was to Paulson. Almost amazing catch, but he dropped it right on the down.
It was a good throw. He underthrew him a hair, but yeah, man, that was a contested play and good defense by Harrisburg there to break that play up.
I think Paulson thinks he should have caught that, but still you got 7-0 lead. Your defense had a good first drive other than that big play. So now just put them back on the field and hopefully get the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, I mean you get a good punt off and they'll be just fine. I'm thinking because if Harrisburg,
if you're Harrisburg, you got good field position. Look at this.
Not a great punt here. It doesn't take a super helpful bounce for Roosevelt either. So started about the 45 for Harrisburg, so a little bit better position than they were last time. So we saw what they did last time. They might be able to cap it off with a touchdown or even a field goal would be good at this point. So we'll see Roosevelt and an explosive Harrisburg offense here. So it's going to be kind of exciting to see because I don't think Harrisburg has run the ball once, have they? Maybe they did once, but I saw a lot of shovel passes and one really long 37-yard pass.
Jack Teagan is only a junior too, so he'll be back next year.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, there's another pass.
Teagan gets hit, but he makes a great pass over to the far sideline to Anders Clayton.
That was actually Jacob Knuth actually in there for the pass.
Yeah. Jacob Knuth was in. So, great job of hanging in there. He took a hit.
Yeah, you could see him when he was walking up there. He was limping a little bit. But great throw off across the field.
And I'm thinking that Knuth is still in. Yeah, Knuth is still in.
Oh.
And he makes
another good pass.
Another good pass.
Almost.
To Rollinger.
If you'd have just thrown a header behind, that would have been intercepted. There was Rough Rider defenders all over him, but he had a good pass.
Yeah, we talk about set up the passing by running the ball, but Harrisburg's not doing that. They're just passing the ball right away.
Yeah, we've seen it works. We're seeing where they're at right now. So Knuth is still there, and we're gonna see.
There's another pass.
Another great connection and pass. So this man might be gone. Timon Long gets down at about the 2 or 3 yard line. So.
Yeah, this could be one of those games where Teagan throws the ball 40 times a game.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like because I still don't think that they've run the ball yet. They've thrown it every time.
Yeah, 8 passes or 9 passes actually.
Yeah, and Knuth has hit men almost every single time. I don't think he's missed more than 2 times. So it's very impressive, and we'll still see 2 men split out wide. And the first run that we've seen all game, it's up the gut, and not seeing much of a gain.
Got a yard.
Looks like maybe a yard, yeah.
Well, a yard of play will eventually punch you in.
And that was Anders Clayton on the run, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pass on this next attempt, or a screen, or even like a little shovel pass like we saw once. But
they might try to run the ball again here. It's only 2nd down.
Got 4 chances.
And this is Roosevelt's forte, is like sideline, goal line defense right here. And
there it is.
I promptly say that, and Anders Clayton runs it right in. So 7-6 Roosevelt. So if it's a tie game, if Harrisburg makes this extra point here, and
yeah, this looks like it's gonna be a really good matchup.
Yeah, 2 very explosive offenses, and
both of the touchdowns have come on rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and both got there from big passes. So I mean, it's been a very exciting game so far, and we're not even in the second quarter yet.
It's
so
kind of reverse of what you typically see. Usually, again, you see.
Bomb of a kick.
yeah,
Wow,
I mean,
big
Almost
good.
bounced out of Howard Field.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Well, I guess
So-
that's the way
It's kind of odd to see, like where teams like to set up the pass by running the ball first, but both these teams are kind of going with passes, and it's working.
That was a 5-play, 55-yard drive for the Harrisburg Tigers that took 1 minute and 51 seconds. That ended on an Andrews Clayton 3-yard touchdown run, and we're tied up at 7.
So, I mean, this is gonna be a good ball game. I don't know about you guys, but
I'm excited for the second half.
yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what this will look like. Yeah, this will either be a very either way. I'm thinking it's gonna be a tight game, but I could see this being like a 40-42 game, like something like that, like absurd high numbers. But I mean,
Yeah, with the way these passing offenses
It's hard to
looking
imagine
so far.
Roosevelt's defense giving up 40 points.
that is
As
true.
The most points they've given up is 27, but their lowest they've given up is is still 12, so they haven't put up a 0 on anybody, but they've still been pretty solid this year.
Well, and we'll see a botched catch there, and I can't
Roosevelt's
quite
not
see
gonna
who
get
that
very
is.
good field
But
position.
Tucker Large had a few very good returns last week, but
yeah,
fumbled the snap, kind of just
yeah, that kind of
Made the play
takes
dead.
the wind out of your sails a little bit, but still got 15-yard return on it, so I mean not terrible. But Roosevelt, like we said, will start on the 15, and maybe we see some more. I would stick with what they've got going. I mean, what they've got going is working really well, so I mean, I wouldn't switch it a whole lot. Doesn't appear like they will, as they still have their 3 men split out near sideline here. Dana and Bragg hands it to Teray up the gut for about 2, maybe 1. So I mean, I could see Roosevelt switching pretty heavy to pass offense here soon. And I haven't seen the run work for them a ton lately, but we've seen it crazier
Trey's
things.
he's averaging about 4 yards a carry, which will get you a first down after a few downs, but
Yeah, and we'll see a
Take a
pass
long
here to
time.
Paulson. Connects this time. And he gets a first down, so he'll be at about the 32. They'll spot him at the 32 here with forward progress. And I mean, Paulson has been a huge influence on this game so far with Dannenberg and Paulson.
Yeah, Paulson is Brady's guy.
Yeah, it's been pretty obvious, and I'm surprised that they haven't started to double team him, but we could see a change in that. And we'll see a false start here from Roosevelt, so it'll be
Number 66 and 57. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
So it will be first down and 15 now, and that's not terrible. But I mean, and pretty much the end of the first quarter, so I could see Roosevelt just letting the clock run out. And they can't. Never mind, they can't. So they get one more playoff. Dannenberg hits Paulson, and he is wide open.
Wow.
And he's gonna keep going. He's not gonna stop here.
maybe nope.
Made it all the way to the end zone. 4 seconds left.
Michael Paulson.
Michael, I mean,
He had a 95-yarder earlier in the season. Now he's got a 73-yarder.
yeah, I mean, he broke a school record with that one. So I mean,
That would have eclipsed the 100-yard mark too. He's going to be at about 120 RBIs.
yeah, I mean, just makes one man miss and then he's gone.
Courtesy to our statistician.
Yeah, so if Roosevelt makes this, it'll be a 14-7 game.
How about Michael Pauls that are already in this game? First quarter isn't even over yet, and he's already got 4 catches for 126 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that's extremely impressive. But
So I mean, we saw Joe Turre last week putting up almost 200 rushing yards, and now this week, the big offensive weapon looks to be Michael Paulson. So
Yeah, and definitely look now for a double team on Paulson. And I think it would be kind of weird if they didn't start double teaming him at this point. I mean, he has over 120 yards in the first quarter. It's obvious that he's been hit pretty hard.
On pace for 500.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. That'd be pretty fun to see too. But
I've never witnessed more than a 200-yard receiving game. Probably not even 150.
yeah, I mean, he's 120 in the first quarter. So we'll have 4 seconds left. 4 seconds left. I mean, I guess we've seen that, but we'll have enough time for a kickoff here. And we'll see what Harrisburg does with that kickoff, whether they...
It was a three-play, 85-yard drive for the Rough Riders that ended in a Paulson 73-yard catch and took a minute 17.
Yeah, we'll see a little better kick, but we will see it go out of bounds. So I believe they start on their 35 then, don't they?
35 or 40. Yeah.
So...
yeah, like you said, this game could be a really high-scoring affair.
we still have 4 seconds left.
It also confuses me that about the touchback rule, because if it's a touchback, it's at the 20 in high school, but it's college and NFL, it's 25, so that always mixes me up a little bit. But
Yeah, and so we'll see Harrisburg start on their 35, which is pretty nice. Didn't have to do anything. Didn't have to really work at that, getting to the 35. So that's good if you're in their situation. And we'll see a pretty typical arrangement here for them. And we'll see a handoff up the gut to Clayton.
it's Dwyer.
And just drove straight back through the hole he came through. So, yeah, that's how we're going to end the first quarter. And, I mean, it's been a very exciting first quarter.
Yeah.
A lot of scoring, a lot of action, and plenty of things to be excited about over. So, we'll be back when this second quarter starts. And, yeah.
business broadband provider with 45,000 miles of fiber optics reaching into 8 states. SDN specializes in connecting companies with multiple locations. SDN leads the market in network security solutions such as managed firewalls, routers, and distributed denial of service protection.
Welcome back to Howard Field in this presentation of high school football. It is the start of the second quarter, and the Rough Riders lead the Tigers 14-7. As a little delay, we're probably waiting for Midco. Yep. As teams are still waiting, because it'll be a little longer game, probably now with commercial breaks. As we still see Jacob Knuth out there at quarterback. We saw Jack Teagan there the first possession for the Tigers, but the last one it was Knuth, and he's going to stay out there because Harrisburg just marched right down Roosevelt's throats to tie the game back up. And we're still waiting on Midco here, and now we're good to play. As Knuth will be in the shotgun again. And low snap, Knuth looks downfield, scrambles, he will have to throw it, and it is caught for a few yards. It'd be about 2nd and 4 for the Tigers, as Sam Christensen was on the receiving end. That'll set up a 2nd and 5.
All right, so it appears they have the score thing on.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Adam Kusler hit with a roughing the passer penalty there. So 15-yard penalty.
15-yard penalty plus the kick out of bounds, so that's big for the Tigers.
So yeah, that's a very costly for Roosevelt. So I mean, I don't know. I didn't quite see what happened, that if it was why it was that, but I mean, we'll see. Either way, we'll see a man in motion for Harrisburg, and we'll see Knuth keep it.
That was a very close first half or first quarter. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks; they both went 6 for 9 in that first quarter. So I mean, it's
I
pretty
kind of
evenly
noticed.
matched.
I haven't really seen David Alpers in the game right there. He's down by the marker. I haven't really seen him on the field a whole lot in this game. Maybe he's been in there, but we certainly haven't seen him with the sack or anything. We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah, and we'll still see the traditional Harrisburg lineup here, and they'll hand it off to Clayton up the gut, and he'll lose a yard, I think, or maybe get to the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, that's what's been going on. I mean, I don't see Harrisburg sticking with his run offense a whole lot, because, I mean, we're seeing it's gotten them not a whole lot, but their passing game has been out of this world. I mean, that's been pretty crazy, and we'll see Knuth step back and fire one off.
Laid out by Adam Kusler.
To row it there on the out route almost, and I mean, you
Great
can't
defensive
blame him
stop by
for trying.
Roosevelt.
Yeah, and so we'll see a punt here from Harrisburg, first punt of the game from them. Let's see if Feldkamp can do anything with this. I mean, I still always go back to the first game last year against Washington, and they when Feldkamp did the first punt return, he scored a touchdown on it. So I mean, he's obviously pretty good at what he does. So I mean,
We saw Large in their punt returning last week a lot, so we were wondering if maybe they'd made a switch, but Feldkamp's clearly back out there today.
and Feldkamp has a wide open sideline here, and he'll try and cut back, and we'll see a
Face mask.
flag. They'll probably be holding on the offense here.
They might have missed a face mask down there about the 20.
Yeah.
There was another flag at the end of the play.
It looks like they might have just picked it up and moved it, but maybe. So, I mean, we'll have to see what...
Holding. Offense. Number 9. 10-yard penalty. First down, Roosevelt.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Brent there. I think there might have been a missed face mask on Feldkamp right at the end.
And Adam Kusler is charged with another penalty, this time a holding penalty.
Yeah.
He got a big hit that forced a errant pass from Knuth. But two penalties there. One penalty is a roughing the passer that gave Harrisburg some life, but the defense came up big, and then a holding penalty runs them back at their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, so I mean, and some uncharacteristic penalties from Kusler especially, and we'll see Feldkamp get sent into motion, and Dannenbrink is still up. He's running the ball. I mean, he'll get
First down.
a first down out of that. I mean, he got 11 yards.
He would have been down at the 2 or 3 yard line.
Yeah, I mean,
Somehow recovered and got the
Yep.
first down.
Brady really showing his escapability there on that run. Yeah, it looked like he was going to get sacked probably, and then turns it into a nice gain.
very evasive of him. I mean, not to compare people to last year, but last year it was a much different story to that. So I mean, a great improvement from Dannenbrink there. So we'll see 3 men split out on the far sideline. They hand it off to Ray up the gut for about a yard, maybe back to the line of scrimmage even. So same thing with Roosevelt. Roosevelt's not really having any luck with their run offense. I mean, I get it hurts that they don't have Tyree Nave, but Teray is doing a great job. I mean, he's filled in.
For 3rd and 22.
Yeah, that's not right. But
2nd and 10.
so we'll see 3 men split out wide. Dannenbrink steps back, has an open Feldkamp who hits a man hard. I mean,
Yeah, good tackle by Breaking Hamilton there.
yeah, and so we'll see third and 4 here, 3rd and 3 even maybe. So I mean, this is just clockwork for Roosevelt. I mean, they've just kind of continue to do what they do, and they'll hand it off to Teray, who will get a first down and is still moving.
Fighting off
Oh, ball's
defenders.
on the ground.
Gets about
I
10
think
yards.
they rolled him
and
down. Yeah, they rolled him down.
They did roll him down.
Teray fighting off defenders. Wow.
Yeah, Teray is just. It might even been a fumble. That looked almost like a fumble in the replay, at least.
No
But-
review though.
Yeah, no
keep
review.
playing.
But we'll see a snap, and Feldkamp gets the ball here. He's got a blocker, and he gets the first
Good
down.
moves.
Great job by Paulson being a lead blocker there. Even I mean,
6 touches now for Feldkamp. Didn't really see any action for the
Yeah.
middle driver too, but now they're getting it back to him. That's the second touch of the drive.
and we're seeing no huddle here from Roosevelt. We'll see the 2 men split out wide, 2 men near side here, and they'll hand it off to Teray again. And he gets about 9 yards.
Now their offense is moving a little bit now.
Yeah.
Turry, he's looking really. He's physical and he's really showing it off here.
So, and I mean, still no huddle here for Roosevelt. They're in I formation now, and we'll see an option here to Feldkamp, and he might get the first down, just might. And there's a
Flag
late
complete.
flag. I'm guessing it might be a helmet to helmet or hitting. I don't know. But we'll have to see what Darren Berg gives us on that one. But it appears like they don't have a first down, but we will see what the refs conclude on this. Is they're all meeting on it, so I wonder if there's a little bit of confusion on what they saw. But either way, yeah, great job of Roosevelt's offense at this point. But it appears that Darren Berg has a result here.
Personal foul. Blindside block. Number 17. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Remains. Second down.
So we'll see a blindside block there from Presley Johnson.
That's another penalty for Roosevelt. Penalties. Harrisburg's definitely winning that battle. I don't even know if they have a penalty yet, but
No,
yeah,
I don't
Roosevelt's
believe Harrisburg
kind of
even
shooting
does,
themselves
but-
in the foot with the penalties.
Yeah, that's not something we saw last week. We didn't really see
Yeah.
them shooting themselves in the foot with penalties, and so far earlier here, they're.
So now we'll see 2nd and 15, excuse me. And we'll see Feldkamp come into motion here to the near sideline, and Dannenberg drops back, connects with Paulson on the far sideline, who still is going and gets the first down.
Well, that's a way to get the yardage back.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. So, I mean,
It's going to pass the 140 mark,
Paulson,
too.
Yeah, he's racking up yards. quick.
yeah. I'm still very surprised that maybe they have and we just haven't noticed, or I haven't noticed, but I still haven't seen a double team on Paulson, which is very surprising.
It's
But
still 1-versus-1 coverage. You could easily give Paulson a go route, and he'd probably get up and catch that. Unless the safety will drop
there's
back.
a flag there. It looks like a false
Another
start.
false start. Another penalty on Roosevelt.
They call a false start there on Presley Johnson.
Oh, his second penalty of the drive.
It was kind of it looked like there was some confusion. I think Feldkamp was going in motion, and maybe Johnson thought he was. I don't know what was going on, but either way, so it's 1st and 15. Same formation they had last play, 3 men in close for Roosevelt. They'll hand it off to Teray, who gets about 4 on that, 3 maybe. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some quick huddle, or no huddle, excuse me, offense here from Roosevelt. It's kind of been their go-to at this point. And I mean, it's worked, so might as well.
Yep. You got 4 receivers now. It's just Roosevelt's got 4 great receivers, and it's just why run the ball when you got such good receivers, but you also need to run the ball.
And we see Feldkamp drops the ball. It's a fumble here.
Harrisburg's got it.
It was Dannenberg was hit as he threw the ball, and Feldkamp fumbles here, and it is it's a Harrisburg ball. Still no single if it's for Harrisburg, and there it is.
That's a huge turnover at this point.
Yeah,
That completely shifts momentum, I think.
Yeah.
Roosevelt was cruising along in that drive. Just penalties again. Just brought them back and
Yeah.
couldn't recover.
Yeah, and I mean, we see Feldkamp there fumbling, but
It's
not.
tough for Roosevelt.
Yeah, not singling one person out, but definitely a tough pill to swallow there for the team, for Feldkamp, and something good for Harrisburg. And we will see. They've switched. Now they have Teagan in the backfield here, and he airs one out deep. And it's picked off.
Back-to-back plays with the turnover.
And we'll see Tucker Large picks it off.
We saw once, I've seen once 3 straight plays. It was the Notre Dame Louisville game, week 1 of the college football season. There was 3 straight fumbles actually, and now or maybe just 3 straight turnovers. But now there's 2 in a row in this game.
Great interception by Tucker Large there. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, fought for the ball the whole way down even, and so great job for. I mean, huge momentum swing both ways. So we'll have to see what Roosevelt can capitalize with this, but we'll see a 1-man split out wide, 2 men next to Dannenberg here.
Roosevelt's got the momentum back now. That was big.
Yeah, and
We might see another quarterback switch now for Harrisburg after that.
yeah, that was Teagan's first play back in, and Teray does not quite get a handle on that ball, but so it's 2nd and 10, but yeah, I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say to what we just saw. I mean, it's good stuff for both teams. Way to be equal.
It wasn't the greatest of passes. He let him just a hair too far.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see same formation here for Roosevelt. This student section is extremely loud for Roosevelt. And we'll see a handoff to Ray, and he has a little slip up here.
There's a whole section filled up of Rough Rider students.
Yeah.
Usually you can look down and see the whole student section. Today, you look down and the student section extends back underneath the booth right here in Howard Woods. So, but it's homecoming week. This usually is your biggest crowd, minus maybe the playoffs.
Or President's Bowl. So I mean, yeah,
President's Bowl.
This is probably one of the biggest crowds I've seen since I've been here. So it's pretty wicked. But we'll see. Roosevelt switches up their formation as 3 men on the near edge of their line, and we'll see Dannenberg starts to get hit in the background, just gets pummeled here.
Taking about 3 or 4 guys just to bring him down.
Yeah, which
he's
is
a big dude, that's for sure.
very impressive, but definitely Roosevelt definitely did not use that momentum shift to their advantage. But so Roosevelt will now punt it off. We'll have to see how this punt goes, and yeah, I mean I don't really know what to say to that. It's pretty good. It's good for Harrisburg. You got 4 and out on Roosevelt. And, I mean, we'll have to see what they can do to capitalize on this punt. And that's a great punt. We have a fair catch here.
Harrisburg will get good field position.
Yeah, Lincoln Carlson was the fielder there, signaled for a fair catch. So they'll start at, they're 35 or so, 36. And yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens now. It's kind Harrisburg has been switching between Knuth and Teagan for quarterbacks, and Teagan was in that last drive, so we'll have to see if they switched up and put Knuth in. But
They will switch.
yeah, it looks like Knuth is in at the moment. But I mean, he's been extremely accurate, so I'm not surprised by that. And we'll see Clayton is handed the ball, and he gets about a yard.
Roosevelt's run defense is pretty stout. We saw it last week, and now we're seeing it again.
Yeah, I mean, Roosevelt definitely has one of the best run defenses in the state as of right now. So it's not a huge surprise that Harrisburg is struggling with run.
I mean,
offense.
the opposing running backs, they just can't find holes with this defense.
Yeah, and I mean, and we'll see a pass here from Knuth onto the near sideline here, and he overthrows his man.
A lot of contact there.
Yeah, he overthrew his man, Andrew Walter, excuse me.
That was Tucker Large again on coverage there after that interception a little earlier.
Yeah, so it's yeah, I mean, definitely been an action-packed, quick, explosive, entertaining game. So, and I mean, we'll see Knuth again rolls out to the far sideline. Oh,
Big hit.
Yeah, gigantic hit on the far sideline for Joey Hughes. My goodness. That was on Ethan Rollinger too.
I'm pretty sure that was Adam Coos.
That was Joey Hughes on the big hit.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
you're right,
very.
it was. Yep, Jerry Hughes. That was a big hit.
He timed that about as perfectly as you could time that. I mean, that was about as good as you could get. And we'll see if now Harrisburg goes 4 and out. So when we went from offensive dominance to now it's definitely defense dominance. So we'll have to see. Maybe my prediction of this game being blown out of the water is gonna go off. But we'll see a Harrisburg punt to the sideline there. Oh, excuse me. It looked like the sideline, but Feldkamp decides to pick it up for some reason, and
he's done that a lot.
And we've seen him.
There's been 1 or 2 times where he's fumbled on that.
Yeah,
giving the team the ball with good field position.
We've seen it burn him, like you were saying. So it's kind of interesting
the smart
that
thing
he
would be
still
to just
does
take
it.
a fair catch there. But
It's kind of smart that he still does. It's interesting that they still let him do that. But either way, Roosevelt will start at about where they started last time. They're at their 27, 28-yard line. And yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how this is going to pan out, because we'll see 2 men out wide. They send Feldkamp in motion here. They has a quarterback keeper, and Dannenberg is hit immediately. Did not trick him at all.
great tackle by 15, Cade Boyer.
So, I mean, there's that. It didn't even phase Harrisburg. I mean, not even a blink of an eye. I think it was Feldkamp, which is impressive, to be honest, because I was fooled. I'll admit it.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, usually they don't give Dannenberg a quarterback run. So
yeah, I mean that. So we'll see 2 men split out wide on each side here. Dannenberg steps back, has a lot of time. Has an open Paulson, I believe, is who it was again.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Excuse me, Caden Jordan. I get messed up with the sleeves. So we'll see a no huddle here for Roosevelt. Pretty typical. Hurry up offense from them. So yeah, a really good play there from Dannenberg to Jordan.
Solid throw, great catch sideline.
And Teray gets the ball here, and he'll get about 5 or 6 on that one. So definitely a no huddle dominated side of this so far, because I feel like every time we've seen Roosevelt switch to no huddle and go super quick, and their offense, their quick offense, they do really well with it. And we'll see Dannenberg has a wide open Feldkamp on the far sideline here, and he fumbles again.
Oh, another fumble.
An uncharacteristic amount of fumbles here from Feldkamp.
We talked about last week drop passes, and now we're seeing fumbles from him. It's just not like him.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It looks like he might be taking off his gloves. He's taking off his gloves, so I wonder if he thinks his gloves are not doing the job. Which, I mean, they could be for all we know. So, Harrisburg now gets the ball back on their 40. So,
A lot of turnovers.
yeah, a lot,
especially
and we'll
in the
see a
second
low
quarter.
snap here, and it's Teagan that's in this time, and he'll whip one downfield on this far sideline, and Joey Hughes, and there's a flag. They're gonna call pass interference on that.
Yep.
It's been a very, very, very sloppy second quarter for both teams. We haven't seen a score yet in the second quarter. I believe all the turnovers in this game have come in the second half. All 3 turnovers.
Yeah, fumbles and so we'll see. We've seen both fumbles and interceptions. I mean, it's
Yeah, we've seen a mix of pretty much everything already.
went from a very, very
2 quarters.
almost flawless first quarter, no penalties, almost or
no turnovers.
nothing, to one of the sloppier ones we've seen. But
Yeah, it's
I mean,
interesting. Went from like very high-powered offense to high-powered defense. So
Yeah, and so Harrisburg will now be on the Roosevelt 44 or so, and appears like they hand it off to Clayton, who loses about a yard. So yeah, it's I mean, we'll have to see. There's only 3 minutes left in this. We'll have to see if either one of them can kind of prevail and pull everything together and get a score in real fast, or even a field goal or whatever they want out of this. And we'll see. Teagan winds up for a pass.
Great throw.
He connects there. Not 100% sure who. That was Rawlinger.
That's a tight window, and he was.
Yeah, he did a good job of getting that
throw
in
that
there.
right in there.
So, they're 1 yard short of a first down, so it's 3rd and 1. So, I would see a run almost from Clayton being the go-to at this point. I don't know why they would pass it. I don't see that happening, and it doesn't look like they're set up to do so, but they will. And Teagan throws one down to a wide open Rowert, who makes it into the end zone. I mean, so Harrisburg pulled it together.
Yeah, and the Tigers get the ball to start the second half, so.
Yeah, and then,
That's Jay Rowert on the reception.
yeah,
Wow.
that's very big for Harrisburg, because they scored right before the half, and they're gonna get ball second half. So
Yeah,
if they make
that's
this field goal, it would be huge, and if they stop Roosevelt, that'd be big too. That'd actually be really good for them. So, yeah, I mean,
I mean, they're 4-0 for a reason.
yeah, they didn't get there by mistake. So, and we almost see a blocked field goal. Their kicker is just bombing them.
Kicker Will Simmons.
Helps when you don't have the wind going against you.
That is true, but I mean,
He bombed the first one, too.
he is bombing them.
Yeah. I mean, he could
So-
have made those from 50.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. 2 minutes left. Roosevelt will get the ball back here. So Harrisburg will kick them off here, and we'll see what plays out of this. I mean, those 2 timeouts that were taken at the first quarter could be really big for Roosevelt. I mean, 2 minutes and you only have 1 timeout. That's not a whole lot of time. I mean, you got some pretty tight windows there. So we'll have to see if those timeouts maybe start to play in, that they had those confusions at the start of the quarter. But yeah, so I mean, we'll have to see if anything will come from that or derive from that.
Yeah,
So
and you can really feel the momentum now with Harrisburg.
oh yeah, because I mean, 2 fumbles is definitely not something you want to do as a team. It's tough to come back from that. So
You
we
combine
will.
that with the penalties.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if Roosevelt will.
Good kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, that's about the 1 yard line, and
Another
fumbled
one.
again.
Another
Picks it up though, and he's still getting yards out of it. So he got to about the 26 or so, 28.
Third fumble of the game. Only his second
Yeah, I
ball.
mean,
2 lost, but it was way on the kickoff. Still got good yards out of it, though, to 28.
yeah. So I mean, I guess there was a positive, but still very interesting from Feldkamp. We've never really seen that out of him. It's
This is
I
going to
don't.
be a huge
yeah.
drive for Roosevelt's offense.
Yeah, and so yeah, we'll see 2 men split out on each side here.
Like they feel that they have to score at least a field goal here.
Oh, I mean, you want to go into half leading at least, especially with
Yeah.
Harrisburg getting ball, and we'll see Dannenberg has a lot of time here. I mean, tries to throw it after he's out of bounds, but
Yeah, I think he was already out.
loses about 7 yards or so on that. I mean, that might just come with. I mean, at that point, you might just want to throw it away. If you got 3 guys coming at you, I mean, might as well. There's not a whole lot you can lose.
Yeah, he threw it out too late, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, and we saw he tried to, I guess. He recognized that he should try to, but either way, still 2nd down and 16 or so, and we'll see Dannenberg winds up and throws, connects with a man in the middle of the field there.
And you want to talk about tight windows. That
yeah.
was a tight window.
Caden Jordan there was the receiver. So yeah, I mean, they gained back a good chunk of yards. It's 3rd and 4, so 12 yards on that play it's a good turnaround, and we'll see almost a jump there from Harrisburg, but either way, we'll see.
Harrisburg, it looked like.
Timeout, I believe, from Harrisburg.
Yeah.
So Kind of interesting. I wonder if there's maybe a little bit of confusion there, but we have a minute and 12 left in this third quarter, and we will be back.
Unrivaled
after this
agility and
timeout.
SDN's managed cybersecurity services help Hank connect and serve all of his office locations with ease. Up your IT game with SDN's reliable broadband network. Enjoy the uptime.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field in this presentation of high school football. We've got a minute 12 left. Second quarter, Roosevelt has the ball currently, and they're still trying to score, and it's 3rd and 4, and we'll see Dannenbrigg is going to keep it, and he just gets the first down, and he gets out of bounds too, which is big for them. I mean, that was a very smart way to end the play. Getting out of bounds.
He knows he only has one timeout left, so yeah, able to scramble out of bounds there. That's big.
Yeah, and he's definitely a little slow. He looks a little wobbly.
Now the clock stops, though, and you can take your time to set up a good play.
Very true. So we'll see a little bit slower set of offense here from Roosevelt, but nothing uncharacteristically slow, I guess. We'll see their formation they've had the past few plays, and Dannenbrigg steps back.
No pressure at all, but overthrow.
Yeah, overthrows Feldkamp just a little bit. So 2nd and 10. Nothing too serious. They're on their 41 still, but I mean, we've seen them march down there pretty quickly if they need to. So, clock stops again with that incomplete pass, which isn't terrible.
It's still 2nd down, so you have 3 more chances.
So they got plenty of time at this point, and same formation that they've had the last little bit, and we'll see a Feldkamp route, and he catches the ball and gets a first down, and I don't know if they'll consider him out of bounds with that.
Yep, out of bounds. That's stopping the clock.
It's interesting. I thought, nope, they didn't stop it. It's still running. So, didn't get out of bounds with that, so they're going to have to go to their quick offense here. So, we'll see. Same formation. Dannenbrigg has time, steps up, does get out of bounds this time, but does lose a few yards. Loses about 3 or 4 yards on the play there.
I think it's big. He's still there to get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Yeah, there's good and bad. I'm not surprised that he definitely ran out of bounds there. But still, I'd take the 3-yard loss and the extra time than a rush to nothing. So, we'll see Dannenbrigg still has time. He's still going. He's got plenty of time. Throws it to a Feldkamp. Feldkamp misses it. So it's now 3rd down and 13.
It would have been a really great catch for Feldkamp, but I think he
that would've
overthrew him
been
just a hair.
Been a very crucial catch there for Roosevelt, because that would have put them about the 10-yard line. So field goal range and definitely touchdown scoring range. So, and you still have a timeout. So a lot of benefits. But either way, we'll see what Roosevelt can work with here at this point. We'll see Dannenbrigg is in the
barely
shotgun.
got the playoff.
Throws a deep one.
Definitely.
There's pass interference called.
He's grabbing onto him the whole time.
Presley Johnson was under the ball, and it appeared that he was grabbed.
Really, that's just as good as a catch.
It's pretty good. They get a first down out of the deal. Clock stops. I don't know if it's a for sure stop, but
it's stopped.
So it's basically like a timeout. which is helpful also. So I mean, Roosevelt will now be on their 30 or so, 30. Excuse me, their 30. The Harrisburg 35.
You're still gonna need about 20 at least 15 more yards to get a field goal.
I would say pretty comfortably they need 20 yards to be in field goal range. So, I mean,
They want to get a touchdown, though.
I wouldn't be thinking about field goals. You got 14 seconds left, and Dannenberg's still going, gets out of bounds, gets about 7 yards. So
Yeah, that was smart.
Save the timeout.
So yeah, I mean,
So now you have
10 seconds left.
You definitely have some options. I mean, you can either get a quick play, try to get in field goal range, and then call a timeout, or you can go take a shot in the end zone and then kick a field goal if you don't get it.
I mean, even if they get to the 20, that's still probably decent enough range for Bennett Yellowbird.
I would say the 20 is their target line.
So, I mean, if you're thinking about it that sense, you only have to go.
And you want to try and get it centered up, too.
Yeah, I mean, 10 yards. 10 yards is where you want to be.
And you don't want to burn the timeout here to save a delay game.
Yeah, I mean. And we'll see a snap get off. And it looks like it's tipped and it's picked up. He dropped it.
Wow.
Very big break for Roosevelt. So they have 3 seconds left.
Huge drop by Rower.
Don't think they'll get into.
I don't believe they will, but it
Yellowbird's range.
seems like they're going to send out a field goal unit, which I don't know if I would. At this point, it's a 47-yard attempt.
He missed a 42-yarder last week, short.
So
Might have been blocked a little bit.
He wants to give his kicker.
If I was Harrisburg, I'd send a man back, too.
Yeah, if I were Harrisburg, I'd put a guy in the end zone and maybe see if he can catch it, but
blocked.
And it's blocked. So
that is not what you want if you're Roosevelt to end the half.
No, so I mean we'll end 14-14. That's so Harrisburg will start with the ball next half. Very exciting game so far. But we'll have to see how this next half will turn out.
Ladies and gentlemen, for today's halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Roosevelt High School competitive dance team. These young ladies will be traveling around the state competing this fall. They're excited to showcase their dance routine for their home crowd today. Let's give it up one more time as they prepare the Roosevelt High School competitive dance squad.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me see your shoulders work. Work. Way to love, though. 5, 4, 3, 2, I want go.
Next up, ladies and gentlemen, for today's homecoming halftime entertainment, we have the Rider Marching Band. Some things about our marching band. In 2017, the Rider Marching Band was awarded first in their class in the Pursuit of Excellence in Marshall, Minnesota. The band was named grand champion of the Starfest Band Festival in Sioux City, Iowa. They were also named the Class AAA champions of the Youth in Music Championships held at U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The Roosevelt Band program includes 4 concert bands, 4 jazz bands, 2 jazz combos, woodwind choir, brass choir, 4 percussion ensembles, a winter drum line, winter color guard, pep band, and marching band. In recent years, the band has given symphonic band, jazz band, and woodwind choir performances at the South Dakota Band Masters Convention. Roosevelt High School Marching Band's 2018 production entitled Sideshow. The show is a conglomeration of student talent in the band, based off old sideshow attractions you might find at a circus or a carnival. The show will dazzle with amazing visual feats not seen on the marching band before. Be sure to follow the Rider Band all season and watch the show develop with unending possibilities. The band's first competition will be the Pursuit of Excellence in Marshall, we've already had, and tonight's musical preview of the 2019 show. As our band is getting ready, just want to mention that the directors are Mr. Michael Pinch and Mr. Spencer Cruz. The music design team, the music is designed by Jared Clarkfield, guard and drill by Jeff Rakowski, percussion Sean Blythe, and Dan Wright. Roosevelt High School marching band, drum majors, is your band ready? Roosevelt High School marching band, you may take the field in performance.
Dad, what's going on?
Mom's hurt, kiddo. Way to do it, Skipper. 3, 2, 1. Just hang on to me. I'm here, little star. Bad dream again?
I want Mom back.
Me too.
Look at the window at the side.
Hey, that's an aurora. Those are northern lights.
Kind of look like Mom's eyes.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I bet you're never gonna forget that.
Now what? It was so pretty, just like Mom.
Look down a bit in the backyard. What do you see?
Little lightning bugs?
Fireflies.
she love you?
I can think of her when I look at the stars.
That's a great idea. Life changes, but those stars aren't real.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field, everyone. As we get you set for the second half, tie ball game at 14 apiece. Harrisburg Tigers get the ball to start the second half. I'm Riley, and I'm going to be the play-by-play for the second half alongside Eli Cadoon and Brent Bowen. As we get set for the second half, some statistics. For Harrisburg's QB, Jack Teagan, he's 5 for 9 in the first half for 85 yards and a passing touchdown. Also had a pick, so, you know, some good, some bad from him. And for the Roosevelt QB, Brady Dannenbring, 14 for 21, threw the ball 21 times for 226 passing yards and 1 touchdown pass. So, you know, Brady playing well here. So we'll see how that continues in the second half. Any thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, it was definitely a tale of two quarters. One quarter was just lots of great offense, and then the second half was just very sloppy and a very defensive battle. But Harrisburg got the touchdown late, and they get the ball to start the second half, so it's anyone's game now.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with Brent on that one. Very sloppy second half, but I mean, like, first half was a really, really strong for both teams. I mean, very strong offense, but second half was very sloppy offensive-wise. Not necessarily defensive-wise, but definitely offense was lacking a little bit of the, not necessarily fundamentals, but I mean, lots of fumbles and interceptions.
Yeah, and you look at Michael Paulson, 5 catches in that first half for 141 yards and a touchdown. So very, very impressive for Michael Paulson.
We also saw Feldkamp have 9 touches, but also 2 fumbles. Actually 3, but only lost 2 of them. So that's,
yeah, he's definitely got to get that
fixed. Him
fixed.
the ball, but he's got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I mean, you could even tell, like, going back to the offense, like, you definitely tell, like, Paulson had 126 yards first quarter. I mean, first quarter and second. I mean, after the first half, he had 141. I mean, so you definitely tell there was a definite decrease in offensive reliability or power. So whatever you want to call it, in the second half.
Yep, so here we go. Both teams are now on the field as we get set for the second half kickoff. Again, Harrisburg is going to receive the second half kickoff here.
And I'm thinking it'll be kind of interesting to see what Harrisburg can do since they now get the ball back. I mean, we saw them score late second quarter there, so I mean, we'll have to see if they can play off of that same energy.
So number 89, Vance Borchers, will kick this ball away. And we are underway here in the second half. As he returns it from about the 2, and he's going to return this.
Good kick and good coverage for the Rough Riders.
Going to return it to about the 16-yard line. So Harrisburg will not be getting very good starting field position, but.
No, but I mean, still a good return there from Carter Barenfuss? Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, still a good return though. I mean, they returned it 15 or so yards.
This is going to be a big first possession to see if the Roosevelt defense or the Harrisburg offense can set the tone for the start of the second half.
So here we go, 1st and 10, and it's a handoff to the right, and he's got a hole. Good chunk of yards there. Picks up about 9.
One broken tackle away from possibly going for at least 20, 30 yards there.
Yeah, I mean, and a good job there from Max Miller, catching him, at least containing him from the outside. So keeping it to the minimal amount of yards. So
good way to start the second half for Harrisburg. It's 2nd and short now. And it's another handoff up the middle. And he's close to the first down marker, but I don't think he got it. He's going to be just a yard short.
Yeah, great job of Caleb Dwyer and Lane Ferguson. And even Adam Coos, they're all kind of getting in there and blocking that hole, plugging it.
Yeah, Roosevelt's run defense already doing a great job here to start the second half. So here we go, big play, 3rd down and short. And it is going to be a rollout to the left.
Kusler coming
He is
behind
going to
him.
run this ball, and he's going to pick up a first down quite easily. And a good keeper by Teagan there.
Yeah, Adam Kusler was right on his tail, but couldn't quite catch him, and it's going to be a first down for Harrisburg.
Yeah, which I mean, that's saying a lot for Teagan. The Kusler are both pretty quick. If you've watched the other games, they have good closing speed, so props to Teagan.
As you see a substitution, number 7 will come in for 40. So here we go. First down and 10. And it'll be a pass to the right side, and it was not the best throw. Complete, intended for number 83, Sam Christensen.
Yeah, great job of Joey Hughes on that far sideline, at least getting in there and making him uncomfortable in that situation, at least the receiver in that situation.
Big play now, 2nd and 10, as it's going to be tough for Harrisburg if they get to 3rd and long, so they're going to want to get some of this yardage back.
So ball at their own 39. Here's a pass, and he's going deep.
He's got a man.
He's got a man, and it's right through his hands. He dropped it. That was a terrific throw.
Jay Roward. Yeah, it just went right through his hands. Just
Right through the
pass.
hands
Perfect
of
pass
Jay
by
Roward.
Jack Teagan, and he's just, that's gonna be something that Jay Roward wishes he could have back. That could have been a big game.
That
I mean,
could have been a
was-
huge momentum.
Yeah, definitely blown coverage there from Tucker Wolf on Roosevelt's side, but good break for Roosevelt.
So here we go, big play here, 3rd and 10. And it's a rollout to the right. He's got pressure. He's going to go down for the sack.
Caleb Dwyer there.
Caleb
Great job.
Dwyer on the sack.
499 all year, I think, except maybe a game, but usually it's 99 on defense, 64 on offense.
Huge defensive play for Roosevelt. They're going to get the football back
I mean,
here.
that was a loss of
11.
11 or so yards. I mean,
And that
good
should get
chunk.
good field position. They'll be punting back from inside at the 14-yard line. So if Feldkamp can just field it cleanly, they should get the ball back
So
at about the 40-yard line.
punting is number 17, Will Simmons, to Feldkamp, and that was not a good kick.
No, he only got to like the 42.
So Roosevelt's going to get tremendous field position.
Yeah.
And
40
here's
yard line.
a chance for Roosevelt to
12-yard punt.
really gain some momentum here. They're going to get it at the Harrisburg 40.
12-yard punt there. Right? Yeah.
Wow. Obviously, that's not good and not what Simmons wanted on that punt. So
Simmons was also just the kicker that was just nailing extra points in the first half.
1st and 10. And high snap, handoff up the middle, and Toure is going to gain a few yards. Pickup of about 4.
And Toure's been shut down a little bit better this week by Harrisburg. He's got 14 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown. So averaging about 4 yards a carry. Still not bad.
No, that's decent for sure.
But it
So
is
it's 2nd and 6 now.
It is a long ways away from what he had last game.
Be a throw to the right to Feldkamp, and he's got space.
Another catch. That's 8 catches for Feldkamp. Not
Good.
quite. Just hasn't gotten very much yardage out of it. Only 48 yards.
So good throw, good
about
catch.
60.
We have a penalty marker down though. We'll see what this is.
It's down at about the 30. Looks like Roosevelt's backing up. It's on them.
Ineligible receiver, downfield, for 78, offense. 5-yard penalty, remain now.
Dylan
So
Brisbilla.
penalty on
downfield.
Dylan Perbilla.
Yeah, that's kind of stuff that as a lineman you should understand that you can't keep going downfield. But I suppose if you're holding your block good and holding your block well, that
We talked about these penalties, and they're unfortunately for Roosevelt, they're adding up.
Yeah.
But here we go, 2nd and 11, and it's a handoff to Turry,
Turry had the whole left side open.
and he just gets stuffed. Good tackle by number 27, Timon Long. Excuse me.
And
So we
those
got
penalties,
9 minutes to go here in the
a
third
penalty
quarter.
there, that's just going to kill the drive right there. You had the first down, and then the penalty brought it back to 2nd down, and the Turry lost, and now this drive's not looking great for Roosevelt.
So yeah, it's going to be 3rd and long 3rd and 16. They got quite a bit of ground to cover here.
Yeah, and Roosevelt's definitely kind of working uphill. I mean, even though they started with such good field position, they should have been able to capitalize, and they haven't. And
we got a.
Not 100% sure what's going on here.
Might have been injured player there. It
looks like an equipment failure there.
Yeah, it's going to be an equipment failure. So number 68 will check in. Joe Cotton.
So we'll see if.
So 3rd and long. Brady will throw it downfield, and it is caught by Feldkamp.
Amazing catch there by Feldkamp.
1st down. Great catch by Tyler Feldkamp, and that showing off what he can do.
Yeah, that's what we've kind of been missing with Feldkamp here this year so far, and it's definitely obvious that it's starting.
They go no huddle here. Back to Feldkamp, and he drops it. Incomplete.
Better to drop it then there, though, so it's always you still have a drive, then drop it back or be 4th down.
Yeah.
That's catch number 8 for Feldkamp, as the last one did not count because of the penalty.
Yeah, so I'm still curious if Feldkamp got figured out. I saw he was messing with his gloves a lot last quarter after the fumbles, and I wonder if he got all of that figured out.
So 2nd and 10. And he's throwing deep. Brady's got a man. Feldkamp for the touchdown. There's Feldkamp. He's back. And the Rough Riders are back in the lead.
I mean, great pass there from Dannenberg. Just a dot right on.
That was an absolute dot.
DOT to Tyler Feldkamp.
Wow, great throw by Brady Dannenberg there.
And we'll see if the Yellowbird can
convert.
There's
an extra point. Could have been blocked, but it's through.
So
and
now
Roosevelt's up 21-14 now, with 8 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, good drive there by the Rough Riders, just going down the field, and Brady Dannenberg at 272 passing yards. It's just been outstanding tonight. And most important thing for Dannenberg, no turnovers. The one loss of the season, he had 4 turnovers. This weekend he has none, and he's had a good night. He should easily pass 300 passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at this Roosevelt receiving core, I mean, you got Paulson over 140 yards receiving in that first half, and now you got Feldkamp getting going. I mean, 9 catches for 94 yards and touchdowns. So I mean, both those receivers are really getting going.
For your whole family.
That was a 6-play, 40-yard drive for Roosevelt. It took 1 minute and 50 seconds, and ended up on a 27-yard pass or catch for Tyler Feldkamp from Brady Dannenberg.
Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
So yeah, definitely props to Roosevelt for turning that drive around. It was kind of a grim-looking drive towards the end of that, but they definitely turned that around.
So Borchers will kick this away. And it's a okay kick, but not the best, and Harrisburg guy's going to return this to about the 34-yard line. And that is where Harrisburg will start on offense.
Yeah, great job of Lincoln Carlson. I mean, he got 20 or so yards on that return. Any return is usually a pretty good one. I mean, even if you get yards, it doesn't really matter how far you go, it's good. But
yeah, Harrisburg will have good field position here.
Harrisburg really needs to respond here and at least give a fight with a couple first downs, because Roosevelt's starting to grasp a little control of this game with a stop and a touchdown.
Let's see if they can get the running game going. It is a run, and he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, Roosevelt's just, that front seven's just going to always stuff down that run. No matter who they play, really, nobody's been able to run the football very effectively.
Very true.
Anders Clayton only has 9 carries for 10 yards. That's
no gain on the play. Carry. Yes, so no gain on the play.
He does have the 3-yard touchdown with that. Without that, he'd have 8 carries for 7 yards. And no touchdowns.
So here we go.
He
we got a penalty marker down.
He has more receiving yards from 1 catch than rushing yards from 9 carries.
And we'll see what this is. Looks like false start.
Going above Susan. Offense. 12 men lined up in formation. Still, second down.
I'm not sure if that was legal formation or what that was.
I think it was illegal
Illegal
touching.
illegal substitution.
Legal substitution, okay. Sometimes it's hard to hear the referee up here. So that'll back him up to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 15. It's a pass to the left side. Number 13's got it. And he gains a few.
Rollinger's had a few catches tonight. It's just only his third of the night, but he has the big catch on the first drive of the game for Harrisburg before they lost that control of that drive. Opening drive.
So caught by Ethan Rollinger there. It'll be 3rd down and long here for Harrisburg. They got 9 yards to go. They're on their own 35. Huge play. And he's got pressure. He's got to get rid of it, and it is nearly intercepted. But it's going to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, great job of Kusler getting in there and getting pressure on him. I mean, big stuff there. Because, I mean, we'll see what happens there. You have a pass-oriented offense like that and you get any pressure, and it's kind of difficult.
Max Miller nearly had the interception there, but Roosevelt will still force a punt, and we'll get the ball back up 1 score.
Yeah, we saw the first quarter was pretty much an offensive game, and then now pretty much ever since then has mainly been defensive plays. So here's the punt. Low snap. And it's blocked!
Safety.
And that's going to be a safety for Roosevelt. How about that?
That's Kusler. I believe it's Aaron. One of them, Aaron or Adam.
It was Aaron.
Aaron Kusler on the blocked punt.
First safety of the year.
Wow. And the Riders will get the football back with a 23-14 lead now. That was huge.
That could either work with you or against you with the safety, because if you recover that for a fumble, you get the touchdown, but then now it's an advantage because it kind of gives your defense a break, and you could possibly score a touchdown and get 2 extra points out of it. And it looks like that could be very possible because they're going to have to punt from the 20-yard line, and the Rough Riders will have to...
but anyway you look at that, that was a huge play.
Yeah, and that's why the punting game can be so effective. If you have a good punter that can pin teams inside the 5-10 yard line, then that could give you a safety and then give your offense good field position to score 9 points in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Looks like I got a new punter.
So number 84, Bryce Soley will punt this way to Roosevelt here.
I think they're letting him kick off. I thought it was always a punt.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it usually was a punt.
Usually it is, but it looks like they are going to kick this.
Maybe it's different for high school rules. I know in college and NFL on a safety, you usually punt the ball off. Still, you got to kick off from the 20-yard line, though, so.
Yeah.
So here we go. Feldkamp's going to return this, and he's got room. He's going. And a great return for Tyler Feldkamp into Harrisburg territory.
Yeah, that's
to big. About the 45-yard line.
And now they'll get great field position at the 43-yard line. Just got to go 43 yards, and you'll be up 30-14 and in great control of this game. And you could think they'd go for 2 to make it a 3-score game.
Yeah, Roosevelt is now in complete control. We thought, coming into the second half, Harrisburg with all the momentum, they would, get something on offense, but.
Still a lot of game left, though. Just you're one stop and just a score away from being right back in it. So this game's
There's Brady
close to over.
In the gun. First down. And it's a pass to the right. It's caught by Caden Jordan.
First down.
Good throw, good catch.
Close.
He's close to a first down. He might have got it. And he did. So it's a 10-yard gain on that pass play.
And Roosevelt with a lot better homecoming game this year than last year.
So Caden Jordan getting involved in the passing game. 3 catches, 47 yards in this game. Here's another first down. It's a handoff to Turey up the middle. Joe Turey. And it's a handoff, and he's going to get minimal gain, about 3.
We'll also have to see if Danbury keeps incorporating more receivers. Last quarter, like we saw, he got 120 reception yards to Paulson alone. So we'll see if he keeps switching it up like he has, because that's definitely a lot more versatile than just one really good receiver.
So 2nd and 7. They're at Harrisburg's 30. 5.5 and counting remaining in this third quarter. It's going to be a play action. It's going to be a pass. Brady's going to tuck and run, and he's got room. And a great run by Brady to about the 21.
Good tackle there from Jack Teagan, the quarterback. Usually, Harrisburg's usually needed a couple, 3 guys to bring down Dan. Brady took him down by himself there. The quarterback, who's also playing some linebacker for Harrisburg.
He gets the first down. That was a very nice run. He didn't see anybody open, so he tucked it and ran the ball and got the first down. So here we go. They're at the 21 of Harrisburg. And it's gonna be a pass, but he goes down.
Great job by Gavin Gilbranson, I believe, getting in the backfield there. I mean,
number 24, yeah. Galvin Gulbranson there on that sack.
I mean, yeah, Roosevelt definitely has one of the best lines. I mean, they have super good linemen, and they do really good jobs holding their blocks, so sacking Dannenberg is a pretty good achievement there.
So a loss of 7 on that sack.
Still, you're still in control of this drive, though, because you've been able to throw the ball so well. It's just a couple, he's throwing 282 yards.
So Brady will pass. It's going to be a throw to the right. Feldkamp, he's got it, and it's a short completion. He'll pick up a few, get to about the 25-yard line, pick up about 3, and it'll be 3rd and long coming up.
I want to see if Roosevelt maybe starts throwing deeper shots than these little screen passes off to the sides here, but especially since it's 3rd and long. So.
And you wonder if they would try a field goal here if this is incomplete.
I wouldn't think so.
No, because this is like, this is the same distance that Yellowbird, got blocked at last time, so I don't think they would.
So 3rd and 15. Brady's looking to his left. He'll now look to his right, and he's going to tuck and run. And he's got a lane. Did he get the first down?
No.
He's going to be short.
Oh,
he probably got them in the field goal range at the very least. I mean,
yeah, that was a great run. He's gonna get him in field goal range, and yeah, I don't see why they wouldn't go for it. I guess
it's only 4th and 5. Yeah, it's very manageable 4th down.
Yeah,
I think Yellowbird could make this kick, but
with their passing game, how good it is, I mean, I'd say this is probably a good call.
Yeah, and I mean they've been almost moving the ball at will at this point, so it's
huge play. 4th and 5. And Brady will roll out to his left. He's incomplete. Broken up by number 10.
Great job by
Jay Rowert. Huge play for Harrisburg there to make a stop.
I almost thought it was Dannenberg. I would have just ran it. He had a wide open sideline there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I mean, he also had a wide open man short. Could have dumped it off and maybe had his receiver try to pick up the first down there.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it was a risk. A risk that anyone would take probably if you're in Dannenberg's situation, but
yeah,
just afterthoughts.
So Harrisburg takes over here at the 16-yard line, and it'll be a quarterback keeper. He's got room, and he will take it across the 20-yard line, to around the 22. And it's a gain of 7.
Yeah, it's always an advantage to have a dual threat quarterback. That's what we thought Roosevelt had lacked, but Dannenberg's got 11 carries, and granted, some of those are sacks, but...
So here we go. It's going to be a pass. He's going to throw it to the left to number 19. It's caught. It's Andrew Walter on the reception. And he's got a first down. Pickup of 7.
Yeah, I mean, some definite positive things going on for Harrisburg here at the moment with their multiple completed passes and constant first downs.
He's got guys in his face. He throws it to the right. It's caught, and he's going to be close to a first down and gets about 9 yards.
That was a big stop there for the Tigers. Now they've gotten a few successful plays in a row. Now they might be able to always get 3 and pull right back in.
Yeah, they're definitely driving now.
Yeah, they've kind of dug themselves out of the hole that they were in a little bit there. So which is.
Yeah, I mean they still have plenty of time. I mean they have the whole fourth quarter to go.
Yeah.
So here we go, 2nd and 1, and he's got pressured. That was a big hit. Wow. By number 23.
Amir Muhammad.
Amir Muhammad on that big hit.
Lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Yeah. Luckily it wasn't a sack.
Yeah.
Or worse, intercepted. There's a few Roosevelt Rough Riders in the area, but out of the reach of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to get rid of that fast.
Harrisburg might have to use a timeout here. They won't be out of the huddle until 10 seconds.
We'll see if they get the play off. They do have to hurry, and they will. And he gets it off. It's a rollout to the right. He's going to scramble, and he is very close.
I'm not sure. He might have gone out of bounds before he dove.
He might have got that first down.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him.
They will. It's first down. Huge 3rd down run there. And chains continue to move, and Harrisburg is continuing to drive down the field.
Yeah, I still got 60 yards to go, but got a couple first downs. A good start. I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're going to probably use another timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to use a timeout here, I believe.
Or they're going to take the delay game.
I don't think they noticed what the time is.
Yeah, it's going to be delay of game.
Oh, yeah, play clock's definitely
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised they didn't use a timeout.
Maybe they thought the 5 yards isn't worth it. Because especially it's the second half, they might actually need those 3 timeouts to get a stop and get the ball back.
That's
so
true, yeah.
I mean,
maybe you just take the 5-yard penalty.
It's not like it was 3rd down. Like last drive, last play would have been a bigger deal because it was 3rd and 1, but it was 1st and 10, so it's not that big of a deal really.
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's only first down
penalty.
anyway, so yeah.
You obviously don't want the 5-yard penalty, but it's better than burning the timeout.
So 1st and 15. It'll be he's got pressure, he's down, and he's sacked.
It was
Is that
Dwyer and Zane
Caleb
Wilson.
Dwyer and Zane Wilson? Yep. Wow.
2nd and very, very long now for Harrisburg. That just killed the drive right
Dwyer
there. The delay
again.
game and the sack.
I believe so. That's what, 1.5 sacks for him now.
Yeah, at this point, in this quarter.
Yeah. So minute 15 and counting left in this 3rd quarter, and Harrisburg is backed up. It's 2nd and a mile from their own 27. They got to get to midfield for the first down. And it is going to be a run to the right side, and he loses yards.
Yeah.
He's going to lose about 3.
Yeah, Clayton got triple teamed there. Really.
Wow.
I usually say this about once a game, but it's 3rd and a country mile.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, 3rd and 26 coming up. Again, they got to get to midfield, and they're not even close. They're going to need a big pass play.
In Roosevelt, you just probably play some zone coverage. Just let them dump it off. And
yeah, I mean, I would.
And they're just going to hand it off.
It's
a
reverse.
Yep, a reverse route and a huge play.
Fumble.
Ball came out.
I'm thinking.
Did Roosevelt get that?
They might rule him down.
Yeah, they ruled him down. It looked like.
They did. They ruled him down.
And Harrisburg.
But it was close. Either way,
They'll
Roosevelt's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, Aaron Kusler just dove
Huge hit.
Wow, 4th and 30 with no penalties except for the delay of game, which is only 5 yards.
That was an interesting play call, but.
No, Roosevelt will get great field position.
But that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We will be right back after this.
Third quarter score, Riders 23, Harrisburg 14. business, but it also gives you the confidence to step away and enjoy the uptime. Hollywood Field Wi-Fi is provided by SDN Communications.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Riders up by 9, 23-14 over the Harrisburg Tigers as we get set for this fourth quarter. And the Riders will take over on offense after this punt from Harrisburg.
Yeah, now you're just gonna have to punt in your own 5-yard line. And you thought you're at least gonna pin Roosevelt back, and now Roosevelt might get it at the 40-yard line again.
So we'll see if Will Simmons can have a much better punt than he did the last time he punted. It was only a 12-yard kick.
Yeah, another 12-yard punt would put Roosevelt at the Harrisburg 32, which would not be good at all.
Either way, I believe Roosevelt's going to get pretty good field position here. Feldkamp's back about the 37-yard line. Here's a punt, low snap.
Almost blocked.
And he does it again. Not the best of kicks, of punts.
Yeah.
And Roosevelt's going to get great field position at the Harrisburg 45-yard line.
That was almost blocked again by Roosevelt and Kusler back there.
Yeah, I mean, Roosevelt definitely bringing a lot of pressure with on special teams even, because I mean we saw they almost blocked it. They've already blocked one. I mean, they're not really messing around.
Yeah.
Now a drive can a touchdown and a 2-point conversion
might do it. Yeah.
Might seal it, especially if they can put together maybe a 4-minute drive and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That would seal it.
Yep. So here we go. It is going to be a handoff to Toure, and he's going to get nothing on that play. No gain on the play.
Yeah, Ture's been shut down.
Maybe picked up a yard.
17 carries, 59 yards. Does have the touchdown though in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think it's very, very possible that if Roosevelt starts to get on a roll with passing, that they'll hand it off to Toure just to break it up. And even we've seen when they do that he gets 5 or 6 yards a run on it. So
yeah, I mean Toure. We saw last week almost 200 rushing yards. He's got 17 carries, 59 yards here and a touchdown. So I mean, obviously not as good, but it's still effective as Brady rolls out to the right, and he's going to tuck and run, and he's going to get.
Gonna lose a yard.
Maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but that was it. He might have even lost a yard.
Now a 3rd down for the Riders. Now you got to come up with a big play. I think they'd probably punt it.
Yeah, he did. He lost a yard.
You know, on 4th down, they'd probably punt it here because just play.
Yeah.
Because if you're Roosevelt, you'd be fine playing the field position game for the rest of the game.
And even if they get it in the end zone, it's still better than if they went for 4th down and didn't get anything. So.
Yeah, I mean, Roosevelt's still in control of this game, so, I mean, and we have a timeout by Roosevelt. So we will take a short break, and we'll be back here shortly.
Unrivaled agility and SDN's managed cybersecurity services help Hank connect and serve all of his office locations with ease. Up your IT game with SDN's reliable broadband network. Enjoy the uptime.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field as we're back after the timeout, and Roosevelt's got a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Riders at the Harrisburg 45. I mean, if Harrisburg can make a stop here on defense, that would get them right back in this thing.
They're going to need a stop because if they cannot afford to give Roosevelt another first down.
There we go. Brady, he'll pass. He's going to roll it to the left. He's got pressure. He pass is intercepted. Intercepted by number 26, I believe.
Kamen Hudson. Great job by him of even staying up.
Last thing you want for Danner in there.
Intercepted by number 26, Kamen Hudson. Critical play there.
That was almost worst case scenario if you're Roosevelt, unless he like fumbled it or something. But
and now Harrisburg is right back in this thing.
Yeah, so.
And Brady definitely was pressured on that pass. So I mean,
another switch at quarterback for Harrisburg.
Yeah, so they've had switching of quarterbacks. Here's number 4.
Knuth.
Jacob Knuth. He's going to run to the left, and a nice gain. He's going to pick up about 8 or 9 yards.
Yeah, and we'll have to see if the passing game kind of increases with Knuth because he was super accurate. I don't think he really ever missed I think he maybe missed like 2 pass attempts that he had. So I mean, he was super accurate with his passes, and he's really he's a smart quarterback. So
second and short now. Probably take a shot downfield now.
Yep, a low snap, but he throws it to the left and a little over the head of the intended receiver, and it'll be 3rd and short coming up. 3rd and about 2.
Big 3rd down now for Harrisburg. They cannot afford to give the ball back to Roosevelt. Guys, probably won't go for a 4th down. But
receiver was number 19, Andrew Walter, intended receiver on that play. So here, big play, 3rd and 2. And he's got pressure. He'll throw it off. Did he get it? I think he's short.
He's very close.
Yeah, I think he might have been about half yard short. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Harrisburg goes for it.
They should be able to go for this. Yeah, they should definitely go for it.
Especially if you're down 1 possession, you punt it off, but you're down 2 possessions with 10 minutes left.
And props to Knuth for keeping his composure in there and figuring out a way to actually connect it.
Yeah, he had a guy running for him, and yeah, I mean, he was able to get the play off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roosevelt's got to stack up the big boys now. Harrisburg's going to get the first down. Got to make them work for it.
4th and 1. It's a quarterback sneak, and he's got it easily. Wow.
Yeah, just easy first down right there. Don't know if there might have been just a gap straight up the middle, then he just took it and went for it with the first down.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Roosevelt, that was a little too easy there for Harrisburg. Clock's still ticking though, clock's in Roosevelt's favor.
So they're now in Roosevelt territory at the 49. 1st and 10. After that nice QB sneak. And he's got pressure again. He's going to throw to his left. And it's caught by number 10, but a huge hit.
Great job by Rowett.
Tucker Wolf with that hit. That was a big hit. But a great catch by Jay Rower.
Clock's continuing to run now, almost down to 9 minutes.
I mean,
I'm really surprised he held on to that ball.
That was almost identical to the hit that Joey Hughes had. I think it was on Rawlinger on the far sideline in the first half, and difficult ball to hang on to is all I'm going to say.
So after the completed pass, it's going to be 2nd and 7. It's a throw to the right back to number 10, and he got
a first down.
First down.
Jay Rower's been one of the top targets in this game. He's tied for the leading catches right now with Ethan Rollinger.
Gain of 10 on that play.
And the drive's still running now. But they gotta think maybe going a little faster, down to 8.5 minutes, probably by the time they snap this.
Yeah, not a whole lot of hurry out of Harrisburg, which is pretty interesting, actually.
1st and 10. So he's going to throw it to the right. It is caught. Caught by number 6, Carter Johnson.
The senior Max Miller.
Pick up of 13 yards, and we have an injury. It's Max Miller for Roosevelt.
We'll be back when he's up.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Max Miller was injured on that play. I think he's okay though. I think he just had the wind knocked out of him. So ball is placed at the 23 of Roosevelt. It's first down. Fresh set of downs for Harrisburg here. And his throw, he's looking left. He's going to throw it left, and it's a perfect pass. And he's fighting for the end zone. And he's in for the Harrisburg touchdown.
Great job by Rowert, fighting for every single yard there. Great job from him.
Wow, great throw. And a solid catch and a great job of extending that play and fighting into the end zone.
So just like that, I mean.
Was that Rowert?
That was Rowert.
Wow, yeah.
I mean,
Second touchdown of the game, too.
just like that, it's almost a tie game now.
Ooh. Almost blocked, but the extra point is through, and the Tigers are right back in this game. Riders now
you're thinking,
only up by 2.
Harrisburg very fortunate that blocked punt went to the back of the end zone for 2 points, because if that would have stayed in and Kusler would have recovered it, it would be 28-21 right now instead of 23-21.
So 8:04 to go here in the fourth quarter, and this game is very tight now.
Now Roosevelt's got to get at least a field goal here, at least 3, so that Harrisburg will have to respond with a touchdown in a probably final 3-4 minute drive. And probably taking a TV timeout here, we assume.
And you look at the two quarterbacks, they have fairly similar numbers.
That drive was 8 plays for 62 yards in 2 minutes and 52 seconds. That ended in a Rowert 23-yard catch from Knuth, excuse me. And it's 23-21, and we got a ball game now.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yes, we do.
if you go back to like what Roosevelt did first drive, they milked 6.5 minutes off the clock. I mean, if they could do that here, that'd be super useful. And even if they still scored out of it, that'd be best case scenario. So I mean,
So here we go. Bryce Soley to kick this thing off. And it's going to be through the end zone for a touchback.
You probably don't even really need a score here. Just try and get a very long drive so that...
yeah, it's a lot of runs, a lot of continuing things.
The Tigers do have 3 timeouts that maybe make them use them or even keep them, but with very limited time. Their defense can just make a big sack or something and that end it.
Yeah.
So Roosevelt with a chance to get down the field and run down some clock and maybe drive down the field. Ball is at the 20-yard line. And it's a handoff to Teray. And he's going to get 1, maybe 2, but stopped. Very solid tackle there by Cade Boyer, number 15. The linebacker.
Teray passes the 60-yard mark today with 18 carries. Not nearly been as effective, obviously, as he was last week. So Roosevelt's definitely had to rely on their pass a lot more. Danbury still hasn't hit 300 yards, still at 284.
So 2nd and 8, 7.5 and counting left in this game.
I mean, smart stuff here from Roosevelt. They're letting the play clock run all the way down to 1 before they
Brady,
snap
it's
it.
a play action. He's going to roll to his right and overshoots his intended receiver. That was Tyler Feldkamp. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 8 for Roosevelt.
Yeah, big play here for both teams. As Harrisburg could get it back with possibly 7 minutes left. Well, a lot of time to go down the field and score.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time left in this game. I mean, 7-13. We'll see what happens. 3rd and 8 here. You can feel the energy. Brady throws to his right. It's caught by Feldkamp, and he's got a first down.
Big play, big catch there from Feldkamp.
Big time throw right on the money to
Catch
Tyler
number
Feldkamp.
11 for Feldkamp, and he now passes the 100-yard mark with his 13th touch of the game. He'd have a very good night if he didn't have those 2 fumbles right now. That's kind of bringing his stat line down a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, even kind of off topic, but I mean, if Feldkamp would have stayed in bounds, that would have been a huge thing for Roosevelt. Even that would have kept the clock running. That would help them milk the clock even more here. So,
most importantly, though, they got the first down.
yeah, but that's what matters most. But if we're there's an injured player down. But
we got another injured player.
but like ideally, if that were to work out for Roosevelt, then Feldkamp would stay in bounds and keep the clock running.
We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. It is going to be 1st down and 10 for Roosevelt after that big 3rd down play. Ball will be placed at the 32 for Roosevelt. As they're in the lead, so they're going to try to keep the game in their favor here. Two receivers to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Teray, and he's got room. And he's going to get to about the 38-yard line, maybe the 39.
Now let it milk 40 seconds.
Nice pickup of about 6 yards.
Yeah, I mean, like what Brent said, they have 40 seconds. You can use every bit of that. So that's what I would, if I were Roosevelt, I'd keep doing that because they did that, and it's very smart.
Yeah, they're doing it. They're running the clock down.
If they do that, all they need is a few first downs, and the game might be over.
Yeah, all they would need is 3 or 4 first downs, or even like 5 plays, and that would take off a bunch of time.
So 2nd and short, 3 yards to go. It is going to be a pass, and he's pressured, and he goes down.
Maybe like a little bit of miscommunication
number
almost.
41 and number 82 in there to make the sack.
Yeah, I mean,
Alex Holt and Chase Linder.
it looked like miscommunication almost between Dannenbring and almost like, why am I blanking? Teray. Because it looked like he almost was going to hand it off, but didn't work out that way.
3rd and 8 from their own 34. Brady's got it. He's pressured. He's going to tuck and run, and he's got enough for the first down.
Dannenbring takes a hit there. That's surprising.
Took a hit for the team. Picks up a first down. Great run. And Roosevelt remains in control.
Yeah, I mean, impressive. This is a lot different than what we've seen from Brady a lot. Not even like this year, but last year. I mean, it's like Brent was saying. He's a much more dangerous quarterback with the fact that he does run now. I mean, he didn't really run a whole lot, but now that he does, it makes him all that more dangerous.
So fresh set of downs for Roosevelt. 5:15 and counting in this game. Brady's going to throw across the middle of the field. It's caught by Caden Jordan. He's got a big first down to about the 32-yard line. Huge play for Roosevelt.
Yeah, it's just keeps the drive alive. Goes up to I kept alive because it was my first down, but now up to the 32. Now I can just milk off another 2 minutes at least. It's not looking great right now for the Tigers. They might have to start maybe thinking a little bit how to use about using their timeouts, because a touchdown here and a made extra point probably wins it.
Yeah, because that would be a 2-score game at that point, so it would be
So after that huge play, it's going to be a handoff to Teray, and he's going to get minimal yardage. Maybe picked up a yard.
If you're Roosevelt, you almost don't want to wait the full 40 seconds. I mean, you've got this much momentum and kind of want to keep it going, but they need to almost milk it as much as they can at this point, like let it run all the way out.
You're still snapping with about 10, 15 seconds left. We're about ready to snap it. There's 10 seconds left still.
It's going to be a pass. Brady trying to find a man open. He's going to roll to his right, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete.
I think if Roosevelt would run it, or Dan Brennan to keep it, I think that, and he was short of the first down, they'd maybe use the timeout, probably. We'll see, big third down though. I think this might determine the game right here, possibly.
Yeah, first down here would be a huge deal for Roosevelt. I mean, then you get even more time, and
you're in field goal range.
Yeah, in your field goal range. And even if it's fourth down, I mean, you might as well go for it. And if it's fourth and short, even fourth down would be worth it at this point. You're going to milk as much clock as you possibly can.
Huge play, 3rd and 9. Brady's going to throw to his left, and it's incomplete.
Ooh.
And it looks like we got another injured player. It's number 19. Oh, it's
Caden Jordan. I wonder if he planted wrong.
I wonder if Roosevelt might have been.
We'll be back when we see Caden Jordan off of the field here.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field. Caden got banged up, but hopefully he's okay. 4th and 9 here for Roosevelt. Big play. They're actually going for it. I mean, they are in no man's land, so might as well. And Brady's going to pass. And he's going to go deep. He's going to the end zone. He's got a man, but he overshoots him. And that will be a turnover on downs. And Harrisburg will take over.
9.
Anyone's ball game now.
They went for it all on that play.
Yeah, definitely a risky move there from Roosevelt. So definitely putting a lot of pressure on your defense. But
I mean, he was open though, but he just overshot him quite a bit.
Yeah, he was out of bounds and not the greatest throw, but it was definitely a risk that was worth taking.
So now for Harrisburg, I mean, you can go down the field and a field goal would win this game.
Yep.
You got 3:39 to go.
But as we know in football, you do not want, if you don't have to, you do not want to put the game on your kicker.
Yep.
No, it's
so he's going to throw this to his left, and it's caught. It's going to be about 10 yards because of
and he
progress.
looks
Did the
like
ball
he
come
dropped
out?
it.
They called it, no, they said he's down.
They call him down. That's surprising. Rollinger on the catch there, but we'll see on the replay if he...
So he gained about 9 or 10 yards.
Yep, they're not going to give him first down.
Gained about 9 there. It'll be 2nd and short.
Yeah, and good job.
40.
And if you're Roosevelt's defense, they need to focus on keeping Harrisburg guys in bounds because that's free timeouts. That's free.
Here we go. Throw to the right. It is incomplete. Intended for 13. Number 13, Ethan Rollinger. It's incomplete.
Yeah, great job by Joey Hughes there of getting there right when he needed to and breaking that up, like noticing that where the ball was going. Great job of him there.
3rd down.
3rd and 1 now.
You would say it's a running down, but the Tigers have not ran the ball well at all. Andrews Clayton, their main running back, only has 7 yards on 10 carries.
This is obviously 4-down territory,
They
too.
only have 19 total rushing yards.
Here we go. It's going to be a pass. He's going to roll to his right. He's got guys in his face. It's incomplete.
Nathan Moon there on the coverage
I think
there.
Harrisburg's got to go for it here.
Yeah, they're going to go for this.
They have
I don't see the punting unit coming on, so.
No,
They have 19 carries and exactly 19 yards. So a yard a carry, so a yard, guess gets you the first down.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see another
Roosevelt,
quarterback.
you were pumped up here.
I would say a
could
run
see-
pass option would be the smart play here.
Or even
Run pass option.
the quarterback sneak they did earlier.
Yeah. So they might
So-
be doing. Roosevelt's got to make sure they.
This
block
most
up that
likely
middle.
decides the game. 4th and 1. He's got a quarterback sneak, and he's got the first down easily. Yet again. The last time they did that, it worked, and this time it works again. And that really quiets down the Roosevelt crowd.
I would say they probably got to get to about the 30-yard line for their kicker to make an attempt at a go-ahead field goal. At least the 30, I would say.
Huge play by Roosevelt. Or not by Roosevelt. Huge play by Harrisburg. It's 1st and 10. He's throwing deep. He's throwing a deep bomb, and it is incomplete. Wow.
Christensen almost had it there at the bottom of the pile.
Still an incredible job there from Joey Hughes. I mean,
This game is really getting fun.
We
Yeah.
thought this game was going to be done after the safety, and Roosevelt had good field position, but
Yeah.
no, Harrisburg kept fighting.
2:22 to go in this ball game.
yeah, I mean, if you want to even get nitty gritty on that one, if you saw Joey Hughes batted away like when it was midair, that was almost detrimental because I mean, we've seen that stuff gets caught. It's pretty crazy, but still, I mean, great job by Joey Hughes.
2nd and 10. It's going to be a pass. He's going to throw to his
He
left,
wasn't
and incomplete.
Clayton wasn't looking there. They
Incomplete
had him
pass.
open.
Little miscommunication.
They're
Yeah,
going with
that's-
the boot screen. They were going with the boot screen there, but
It's a very costly mistake there for Harrisburg at this point.
now it's 3rd and long. You can probably just try and chip away at this and get this in 2 plays.
Yeah, even almost.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
5
have to
yards
go for it all here.
Yeah, get 5 yards on this, and you can go for a 4th and 5. It sounds a lot better than 4th and 10. Even a 4th and 7
see what they
sounds
do.
better.
3rd and 10. Ball on their own 44. He's going to roll to the right.
Good
Trying to
coverage.
find something,
Good
and
coverage.
incomplete.
Yeah, I mean,
Nothing
Great coverage
was
downfield.
there.
And now
And now this is going to be most likely the ball game. 4th down and 10.
even if they wouldn't get it, he could get a 3 and out, but Roosevelt would punt him probably inside the 20 at least with no timeouts.
And this is a very interesting.
Oh, they're going to call a timeout.
Wow, they're
That's
calling
huge.
it. That is huge because.
This almost might decide the game because if they
yeah,
don't
they
get
just
this,
burned that. I mean, I guess I mean, there's still plenty of time, but I mean.
if they get a 3 and out, they'd probably only have about a minute 15
Yeah.
with no timeouts. That'd be very, very tough.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
So that's why this is most likely the game. Unless
Roosevelt-
a miracle happens.
If they would, Harrisburg would get the ball back with no timeouts, Roosevelt would just guard the sidelines, give them the middle of the field, so they wouldn't use timeouts.
yeah.
So, it's a big play
Harrisburg
right
is
now, obviously.
definitely in a tough spot here because
Yeah.
you guys are saying they don't have a whole lot. This is pretty much the game unless something drastic happens where Roosevelt throws a bomb and it gets returned for a pick 6.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unless they somehow get a
yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying that couldn't happen. It has happened, but this is definitely a very big part of how this game is going to come out at the moment.
biggest play of the game for sure, by far. It's gonna be 4th and 10.
Roosevelt just cannot let people get behind him for a big play.
Listen to this crowd. He's got
Pressure.
pressure. He's throwing deep, and he overshoots his receiver.
They had him too.
He overshot by
Jay
a
Rowan
mile.
open as Roosevelt brought a ton of pressure. Amir Muhammad was there, but
Yeah, Nathan Moon
Had a man wide open.
Nathan Moon had been was burnt on that one, so I mean,
And Roosevelt was, I mean, they were rushing guys there, making the quarterback just get rid of it. And that is just absolutely huge.
yeah, I mean
Yep, it's
That-
pretty much the game.
that could very well decide it because unless Roosevelt makes a big mistake or fumbles it and then Harrisburg can run it down there, this is going to be very tough for them to come back from.
High snap. It's a handoff to the left, and Feldkamp gains a nice chunk of yards, about 6.
They'll probably use their timeouts.
Yeah, and this is Roosevelt's time to
burn a timeout.
Yep. This is Roosevelt's time to really start. Even after Harrisburg uses all their timeouts, this is
First down ends it.
Yeah, and this is big time for them to start really milking the clock, like using every second of that play clock. Because like we saw last time, they were snapping it with 15 seconds left, and I was like, I mean, you can't really be doing that, but especially now.
Yeah, it's just time. Yeah, now game's definitely over, and they've got just get about 1.5 yards.
Look at Dannenberg. You look at his numbers. He's got over 300 yards passing.
Yeah, he's 318, two touchdowns. Does have the interception.
He's definitely playing very well.
Yeah, but just gotta run the ball like you have. 2nd and 4, you got 3 downs to get 4 yards. Just pound and ground, and it should be over.
Yeah, and
I wouldn't think they'd go for it on 4th down. I'd say they probably, even if it was 4th and 1, still think they'd punt it away and give it to their defense and not give it with no timeout, and give it back to Harrisburg with no timeouts.
Feldkamp has over 100 yards on this game.
Yeah,
and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Brady's got it, and that will likely do it.
Yeah, I mean,
that will do it.
They won't use their final timeout yet, and yep. Nope, game's going to be over.
Roosevelt is going to win this football game. It's going to be on a Brady
easy,
with
that's
there
for
with that
sure.
run. That was huge.
Not easy. But Harrisburg's going to lose their first game as a AAA team.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean,
just going to need it.
Yeah.
A little chippy at the line of scrimmage there, but the knee.
There's a timeout there. That's Harrisburg's last timeout. So Roosevelt might not quite be out of it yet. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty much done. You're just gonna need it twice.
I suppose.
That'll be the game. Yeah. Unless.
I mean, Roosevelt. With all the penalties they had, and
we have seen
and the turnovers.
We've seen Nick Bunkers miss a couple snaps, but not any tonight. Thankfully for Roosevelt, but you just never know. Just anything can happen, really.
So Roosevelt is going to win their 4th game of the year.
We assume.
Excuse me, their 5th win of the year. They're going to go to.
Yeah, they're 4-1.
So they're going to go 4-1.
They should. Roosevelt. They should. Their next 3 games definitely should be manageable wins. They got
Brady
Aberdeen,
will take
Rapid
a couple
City,
knees here to end
Watertown,
this thing.
but that's what we thought with Rapid City last year. We thought they'd just have a pretty easy win, bounce back win, but they didn't, and you just never know. And then Watertown is the home game, and this was probably the Rough Riders' last big test. They do have Washington at the end of the season, who's definitely trying to rebuild a little bit from what they had last year and lost.
Yeah, and I mean, this is definitely probably a big booster for Roosevelt because, I mean, not that that Harrisburg has beat anyone super stout, but I mean, they beat Washington and they've beat Stevens and Central. I mean, they beat some people that Roosevelt haven't.
And that will do it.
Gone against. I mean, this is kind of this is maybe good for Roosevelt because they kind of get an insight of, okay, this is who we're playing and this is someone that's beat this person.
And the Roosevelt Rough Riders, a huge win. And look at their celebration.
Oh, they didn't do the I believe we won chant. Not enough time, probably.
Huge win for Roosevelt. Knock off an undefeated Harrisburg team. So there you have it. Riders win 23-21. So with tonight's wins, 2nd-ranked Sioux Falls Roosevelt moves to 4-1 overall. And with the loss, 3rd-rated Harrisburg suffers its first loss, falling to 4-1. Both the Roosevelt Rough Riders and the Tigers will be back in action next week. The Riders will play their first game of the season away from Howard Wood Field October 4th when they take on the Aberdeen Central Golden Eagles in Aberdeen. Tigers will play the Watertown Arrows October 4th in Harrisburg. So once again, the Riders defeat the Harrisburg Tigers 23-21. So for Brent Bowen and Eli Cadoon, and camera operators Mark Johnson, Madison Goff, and Riley Ross, and producer Brett Schleckaway, I'm Riley Tufts. Thank you for watching this broadcast of high school football on the Howard Wood Field YouTube channel and KLRN. Good night.